Yes.
Well, everybody, it's Awestruck Comics Podcast. We got news and solicits. I put them all together. It wasn't like a huge news. We were going to do a news segment, a solicit segment, but I think this week was kind of light on solicits, so I tried to dovetail the solicits into the news
Yeah,
and
definitely light on
vice.
news this week.
Yeah, a little bit.
Because we
So,
just got New York, we just got Baltimore, so they splurged all their news at New York.
yeah, it splurged
So
everywhere.
they give it a couple of weeks, it'll start picking it back up again.
Yeah, let's
Any
see.
real news is coming from the solicits right now.
Pretty much. All right, let me find it. There we go. DC solicits. I think DC has been killing it. I think that even the cover game is really, I pulled a lot more of all the solicits of DC versus Marvel. There's probably like almost like triple the amount of images I grabbed for this.
Wow,
Daniel Warren Johnson,
that's the
DCKO,
that's also cover unrealistic because Lobo could take a thousand punches from her, but for a
maybe.
cover, it's pretty great for
We don't know
maybe.
what she's on. Look at those veins. She could be on something, you know.
Oh, she could be on Venom.
She could be on Venom. Oh, that's pretty fun. I don't know. I think the only reason I grabbed this is of course I like that, I like the dot aesthetic on this, but I don't like the John Kent drawing. I think it's weird. And I also was like confused for a second. I'm like, because there's so many Superboys. You know what I mean? In a way, there's Superboy like, you know what I mean? So it's kind
They
of hard.
one of them definitely need like is John Kent still Superman?
I don't know. I don't think so. I don't know what they call
I
him.
don't know. I don't
Like
know. They
it's not
just
as if
have
it's not as if in their that's the problem with like the Miles Morales Spider-Man. Like when they're out together, they're like Miles Morales Spider-Man. They're like, oh, I told you everyone your name. You know what I mean? It's kind of the bad thing with Spider-Gwen. They didn't call Spider-Gwen anything but Spider-Gwen for a long time, which is bad.
yeah, but yeah, they never that was never her official name. It's just what we called her.
Right.
I think her name was always Ghost Spider, right? Or Spider Woman?
I
Was it
think
Spider
so.
Woman at
I think it
first?
was Spider Woman at first, and then they made it a Ghost
Right.
Spider. I don't know.
No, you're right though. They should come up with a different name because he's not Superman. We have a Superman.
Yeah, I don't know
I
who.
always
I Is this like a like a New Gods character or something? I don't know. That's they look like New Gods, like kind of like mother boxes, but I'm not sure.
is that supposed to be an F on his face? Is that kid
I don't
fair
know.
play?
No, well, fair play's there. We have that's the young Mr. Terrific. I forget what that guy's called, because these two characters, that's the golden age. That's Jay Garrick's daughter from the Jeff
Judy
Johns.
Garrick, right? Boom?
So
Is her name Boom?
I don't know. I don't know who
That
they
looks right.
are.
Is that Zuli? Looks like a Christie and Zuli cover. Oh, it is Christie Zulo.
You did it,
Zulo.
buddy.
No,
Oh,
I like her. I've always liked her style.
Umunga. Umunga. I don't know who this is, but this is like insane looking. So I
That
thought it was
is
James Stocco at first, but it's not. I don't know
Otto.
who this person
Otto.
is. No, I think I don't know. I forget who it is, but Steve Scroce. I actually at first when I first saw this, I thought it was
Oh, go back a second. OTO. OTO variant is described. It's the last name's Mario.
right, right.
Down at the bottom.
Yeah, because I think
That's
down
not.
there,
Yeah,
um,
yeah. Steve's gross. This one's Steve's
yeah, the
gross.
Steve Scroce is it's pretty cool, but like I guess what's weird about it is that like look at the definition of like look at the depth of this. I don't think we get this with a lot of the new comic artists because they're just drawing it. This is more like a quietly like depth where it
Yes.
looks like that it's a cross. I wonder who's coloring it too. It doesn't say. I thought this was
I,
when I first saw the Wonder Woman, I thought it was Nicola Scott because it seemed very Nicola Scott, but then these two
I can see
characters didn't
that.
look like that.
Looks it looks cool. I love Scrooge. You know, it's pretty well known that he did the storyboards for the the George Miller Justice League Mortal movie.
Oh, did he? I didn't.
I
I don't think
see.
I knew that. I
Oh
knew.
no, yeah,
I
yeah.
mean, everyone knows he did The Matrix. Everyone know he left and did Ecto Kid with the
The,
Wachowskis.
yes, yeah. George Miller was going to do Justice League Mortal in the late 2000s, and yeah, Steve Scrooge did all the storyboards for it. So that movie was casted, storyboarded, places to film were acquired, costumes designed, some costumes made.
Yeah,
Is that? And then it just didn't
someone
happen.
make an AI film of that thing. You know.
Yeah. Warner
Um,
Brothers was going around and they're asking people like, oh, how about we do a Justice League movie? And this is like right after like Avengers came out. They were trying to rush it right after Avengers. And everyone was like, no, you got to build to a Justice League. And it was just like egg on DC's face. Like, oh, we tried and Superman, Reborn didn't happen. Great.
right.
And Green Lantern didn't work. So, but only Batman worked. So they doubled down on Nolan's Batman. That's how we got Man of Steel, which feels like Nolan's Batman, which was supposed to be set in Nolan's Batman's world,
Right.
but you couldn't get Christian Bale back to do Superman or Batman v Superman.
Yeah, that's weird.
Interesting. It is interesting.
That's
What's
weird.
this?
This is like I feel like that they did this. They replaced Ice Barrier, and then they didn't really tell anyone. Like I don't know if this is the ongoing, but Wade and Cantwell are on this. Also, Dan Mora in I think this month had like 6 or 7 covers and did
He's
two, either one issue, I think did 2 issues.
he's your
So
DC
that's a
guy,
lot.
man.
That's a lot.
It's a cool cover. It's a cool, just something
It's
about Dan Moore covers
Yeah,
work.
no, it's really good at but I just like you're sneaking Wade back on why isn't this a story? Why would that not be a bigger story? I think that's kind of strange.
Because he's not staying, and he probably gave it more to Cantwell, who's a good writer. I like Cantwell.
Well, I
I'm a,
didn't read that. I think it was always meant to be. Maybe it wasn't, but that Challenge of the Unknown series. Did you read that?
I read the first three. I was like, it was okay. I just couldn't like. It fell to the wayside pretty fast. But I really liked his Doom miniseries, or his Kang. Did he do
Uh,
Kang?
I think he did both. Yeah,
All
I think
right.
he has. I think he has. I think he's good at villains, good at individual villains. This is the Hayden Sherman design. I really like this cover. I think this cover's pretty great. Hayden Sherman
Yeah.
design of Zatanna sounds good. That's a really scary looking face mask.
Yeah.
He, I feel like, I think the Ringos, Kelly Thompson won for best writer, which I think for the imagination for how like interesting. I think one Absolute Wonder was the most interesting of the books. I feel like I think that Batman has a certain formula. Superman, I haven't completely warmed up to because I feel like it's all about like the villains in that. I feel like it's all about like Vandal Savage, or it's all about, or the Ra's al Ghul Vandal Savage looking guy and
Yeah.
Brainiac.
It's like it
You
just
know,
doesn't quite gel good, which is a shame because I
well,
was really excited about it.
we got this
But
news. You sent this to me midweek where Juan Frey is going over there. So if there is something that has to come out of whatever happened to the Jason Aaron quitting thing, or whatever
oh,
happens with
right.
them
They
leaving
when they quit
Teenage
Turtles,
Mutant Ninja Turtles,
yeah.
planned or not, no one knows. We don't know.
I feel like it's planned. I feel like Jason Aaron's like, hey, let me tell my 12 to 14 part storyline, and
Yeah,
it's great, and we loved it, and we got Juan Ferrer on art. We're like, yeah, this is the best. This is hitting everything. Sometimes the book hits everything. Like Transformers hits all the beats, Battle Beast hits all the points that
mm,
you need.
right.
Turtles was doing that for us,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
we're losing it, and I hope the book maintains some. I mean, it's a good team on it. We just
yeah.
gotta fall in
I
love
mean,
again.
yeah. If they can bring some magic to this, I don't know. We really don't know how long the Absolute Universe stuff's going to last. I mean, like the Ultimate Universe is ending, but I refuse to believe that that's really ending. Just because it's like their number 1 and 3 book
It's
is like Ultimates
It's very
and
strange
Ultimate
because the
Spider-Man.
people, the what people say is Marvel wants their own version of the absolute universe, and I just think to myself, what does that mean? Ultimate is it absolute Spider-Man? He's going to go around like breaking people in half. Like it doesn't work with Marvel characters,
Right.
really. I mean, there's a horror story you could tell, but like
Yeah.
it doesn't quite like we already got the Max line. We got the Ultimates at its best is the best that Marvel could do. I don't think Marvel's going to be able to pull it off. Dude,
Right.
I don't even think they have the talent. I don't think they have the
I don't
talent
think they
available.
should. I mean, again, Absolute is a rip-off of Ultimate, so they shouldn't rip off the rip-off. Like they're the.
That's exactly what they're doing.
I
And
know that.
my
I know.
my joke to you was that instead of calling them the Justice League, they're going to be called the Absolutes. Like,
Right. Exactly. Yeah. It's kind of goofy, but they're going to start to move. I think they're going to start to like kind of move over. I thought this was pretty cool. This is like the main cover, but I feel like this looks like a collection cover. Like I feel like that's how
it
much
it
he's
does look
taking
like a
care of
collection
that book,
cover.
and that's cool. But
Yeah.
that may be the collection cover.
Hey, did you read Absolute Evil? It's kind of good.
No,
All
it's
right.
Al
Well,
Ewing, so I just maybe I'll reserve it for I have insomnia, and then I'll read it and fall asleep.
it's pretty good. In fact, it's almost important for you to read.
Probably. Well, they
So
just moved
I'll
the
I'll
house
make that
of.
statement.
I don't think I put the story in here, but they just moved the Arkham, like Absolute Arkham, that got moved. That special got moved for some one reason or another. I'm not too sure.
All right.
Um, I like this cover. I think I'm a big fan of like Batman different costumes. I feel like Gleason had a ton of costumes that he did.
Yeah.
Just it's very, toyetic
They got they got to
as
bring back the zebra costume, the rainbow costume, the
there's your
glow in the
Frank
dark
Cho,
costume.
which is
Always
like
always Frank
which
Show.
is like is that pencil? I'm trying to think what he's using. He's using something like that. It's like
Oh my good. He does. He's the master of doing that. It's different
pen or
pens.
pencil.
Yeah, he's just the
Crazy.
master at it. And it's
Look at
so kind of
this.
this is beautiful.
That's
This is beautiful.
insane, right? That could be easily be like a print or print on parchment or something. That would be dope.
Yeah,
Um,
parchment prints.
this is cool to see Chris Sprouse coming back to do something, but I just think that the Batman's good, but the Superman, like we've seen so many different like Sprouse Supreme or like the angle on it's just the foreshortening on it, of course, in the arm is perfect in the arm, both arms, but
Yeah.
just like there's a lot of wasted space here. Like I just feel like it if it was slightly shifted, I would have liked it a lot better.
Is Batman
That's
about to
cool.
kick someone?
He's kicking him. I don't know.
Okay.
It's a weird and the impact lines and the I don't know the speed lines. I'm not. It feels like it's not done. Maybe if it was like a maybe if it was a foil, if it was hollow foil and that was all like
Oh yeah,
something
I was exactly thinking like, oh, that's a foil cover. This would look
or the spot
fantastic.
emboss. Like the one thing I think that like the thing that we were at the Bad Idea. Um, they put out the leave now and you can't really see it, but I'm a big fan of that like spot emboss. Like the
Yeah,
all those lines, you can't. It's really hard to see here. You can't really see
yeah.
it, but all the lines are all like the spot emboss, and it just feels cool. Like it looks cool, feels good, and it's Thomas Giarello, who is I'm a big fan. And they also give you a lot for your money. They have your main story, and then you have like that much extra, and they give you like they give you almost 8 pages of like one of their other books in their book. So that's pretty dope. So I'll take it. Anyway, um, I just so there's a little hiatus of Wonder Woman that's happening, which I think is maybe other than I'll jump into Wonder Woman because the Tom King run I read one issue and I didn't like it. So maybe after skipping 27 issues, 28 issues, I'll go in this because I want to see. I'm happy that they gave Jeff Brooks work right away. They figured out something for him right away. They probably paid him for because DC didn't vet that writer enough. Because right when she got signed, I know that Thinking Critical. I mean, listen, just kind of watch us, watch the YouTube guys, like watch Wes on Thinking Critical. When she was signed, they were like, this person's not that good. She has a really very controversial, social media presence. So one issue of that book came out, and then they had to shift the Batman Day book around, and then they have to like,
Right,
this
right.
guy sold all his art. We covered a little bit last week, but he sold all the art for 2 and 3 because he already probably got paid for it, and he sold it for $100 a page, which is not normal. Like that's a very low price. He just wanted to dump it.
No.
He's like, I don't want it. It's a project I don't really want to be a part of anymore. Everyone can have it if they want it.
You know, when this got announced about Tom King, like this whole section of the internet got real excited. Like people hate Tom King, and they were just so full of vitriol on how he's ruined Wonder Woman. And I'm like, wait a minute, I read this book. I don't think it's bad. I think it's parts of it are really good. The daughter stuff bores me to death. Like all
Mhm.
the Trinity stuff, I'm like, this is I don't care. But like the Wonder Woman story
Which
itself,
is
I
funny
felt
because we have daughters, so that should work for you, right?
it should, it
Why isn't
should,
it
but it
working?
don't know. But
Yeah.
like the hate for Tom King makes me want to like him again. Because like you and I, we there's when Tom King started off, we really liked him.
Mhm.
But then as he went along, there were just certain things he did, certain tropes. I'm just like, I'm kind of not digging it anymore,
Right.
which is fine. Because, but as like a fan of comics, a writer can come back like that. You're always one story away from being great again. But like people are
Kids are
like, oh,
excited.
people almost wish him dead. I'm like, I don't wish anyone dead. He's just a writer. All right, you don't like his Wonder Woman? Who gives a shit?
He's super good at cons. He was at Baltimore. He was super friendly. He stayed late to sign. Like, I mean, I think I've met him. He's super nice. I just so far nothing has brought me back to. I'm very curious on that Mr. Miracle. He's also writing an Archie movie. Like he's helping write an Archie movie,
Yeah.
which I think is
Archie
interesting.
movie, Mr. Miracle. They're doing
Mr.
his
Miracle, he's show
Supergirl.
running. That's why he probably needs a little break from this because Mr. Miracle, he's show running. So I think he worked on
Listen,
some of the script for. There was a New God script that if I can get that leaked, that would be okay. I may not
I
have
don't.
liked it
Yeah,
because that was a project with
yeah. I forget her name.
that director, and it just didn't happen.
Yeah,
But no
it's very
no
strange.
variant
Like,
cover. I think this was kind of like a surprise in this. But yeah, I'm curious to see what this is like. But it doesn't matter if people like Tom King or not because guess what? I'm pretty sure this is a top 15 book. Like I'm pretty sure it's up there.
yes,
So
you and I shit on Bendis for his current writing, but Bendis was like one of the best writers in comics for a minute.
yeah,
Like you don't you can't forget that time when he was beloved, and he's still a good writer. It's just his stuff doesn't appeal to me currently. I haven't read the new Powers. I do want to read the new Powers book, but I haven't just sat down to read that yet. You
Yeah,
know,
you let me
like
know.
you said,
I'm
it's
out. Skip
I
it.
know you're out because there's no Christian Walker, and I get that. You
My
know,
boy.
Christian
That's my
Walker's a
boy.
great character. He's a great character.
Yeah, I just don't know. I don't know the thread of it. And I also think it wrapped up like super well. Like when they had that like the graphic novel, which
Yes,
kind of like combined a bunch of issues together and then just finished it. I just think it
it
was
took
like
the
a
last
super
two.
good
Yeah,
read. It was super,
absolutely.
super good. This is an older Jeff Spokes variant, so I think this kind of gives you he's really good. Like Huntress looked really good in that, but like I just think that I guess I'm not sure who colored this, but like whew, that's
Yeah,
awesome.
that's nice.
That's awesome.
That is really nice.
So I'm very excited for this book. Like I'm super excited for this book. I'm a big Gabriel Hardman fan. Speaking of which, Gabriel Gecko, this was his pen name, which almost looked like a Barry Kitson when you look through this. So I think that he's embarrassed by this work, but there's nothing about this that is near embarrassing. Oh, I didn't realize
Um,
Cable's in this. There's Cable.
hey, they announced an Absolute Green Arrow book, but did it ever get solicited?
Not yet. I don't remember Cable being in this. How
There's
did they not put Cable on the cover of this thing?
all right. You got it. If you read Absolute Evil, you almost wonder if an Absolute Green Arrow is going to happen now.
Mm,
Just saying.
yeah,
Move
but
on.
I'm
But
curious
yeah,
on that.
Gabriel Hardman. You know what
The
I always like about
question.
Gabriel? What I always like about Gabriel Hardman when he took over Red Hulk after Ed McGuinness, like that was big shoes to fill. Him and Jeff Parker, and something about the way he drew the Hulk, like when you see all his shoulders, like you could tell that he's like it's like a thick, like it's just well drawn. When he would do pencil
He
something
was
from
big.
an
Yeah,
aerial view, he looked big, and it just looked right. Like it just
right.
looked like really it was good. So, and he's a guy who just does movies. He does storyboards for a ton of movies.
Yeah, he'll take off for a while. And I know his wife writes a lot of the horror stuff for all that Sub-Oni and things like that. All the EC um, revamp stuff. This is only 4.99, which I think is pretty interesting. Then I think they have like a different. The blank sketch cover is an extra dollar because I guess they just throw an outside on it. You
Yeah.
know, like an
And
outside, but like it was 3.95 when it first came out. Does that sound right?
first first printing might have
First
been, but
print.
I think second printing on was like 4.95.
Wow. So this is kind of like the same price, you know. But I'd be
If you
curious. No foil on this. Sorry. Well, that's okay.
actually there is a foil.
Is there foil? I don't know
Yeah,
if I
there's a
saw
foil for
that.
this. I
Hmm.
did. I did. Yeah, there's a foil on this. Does it say if it's square bound or are they printing it like a regular comic?
I don't know.
Then it's because if it's not square bound, then it's not a facsimile.
It's.
But
I already know the answer. I don't think it's going to be square bound. I think it's cheaper for them to make it as a floppy. So
then
they're
it's
going to
not a
make it a
facsimile.
floppy.
That's
I
not a
know, but
facsimile. That is
back
a
then, like it was hard to print that many pages. I think there wasn't really. I guess annuals and stuff like that, but the whole thing it was the quote unquote Dark Knight format, right? Like that was
yeah,
like
like
the
that was money
that
in
was
the
what it was
bank.
called. Yeah, that was what it
Yeah.
was called. You're not excited about this? Like you think this cover's
It's
fine?
I think it's fine. It's fine. I'm excited to get it as a foil cover.
See,
But like can
I
you
think with something like this, like a spot varnish or a spot varnish foil or some shit, like I think like
Oh, there's
you,
something. They're not doing anything special. The other guys, non-Marvel DC, are doing special things with the foil.
yeah,
This is just, hey, here's a foil cover. You know what? Give me a foil cover of the gravestone. That would look kind of neat. There
right.
is a bunch of foil covers of like symbols, like Green Lantern symbol, Superman symbol, Golden Age Superman symbol, but they're not great.
No, they're
Like,
nothing.
no, they're
It's
not.
just a
I
foil.
understand it.
It's yeah, it's nothing. Yeah,
That's a cool
it's kind of
idea.
bad.
It should really appeal to me, but it doesn't. This was
This
phenomenal.
appeals to me. This is the
I
best.
absolutely.
This is the funniest thing. Like I think it's so cool. Like that. Like just he's got the
Yes.
same like ripples. Like I mean, it's not as if like I know it's new Jurgens, but like cool on Jurgens to do this. I wonder if that's almost
And to
like a
get
stamp, like it,
and to
right?
get
Like,
Brett Breeding to ink it,
yeah, you have to have that. And
the team.
I have to catch up on this book a little bit, but I did like it quite a bit. So I don't know if they're really killing him in this or whatever, but I don't know. But
Yeah,
it's
like
funny
they
the other two books that don't star Godzilla, the Space Godzilla, so far Godzilla is not, and it's just in Space Godzilla is a ship.
yeah.
That's a straight up ship, and then the other one is about like just a kaiju hybrid kid and it's pretty cool. Like that one's kind of fun. Like that one's really fun. Yeah, this is what I was saying on the previous on the Foiled Again premiere episode of Foiled Again, Rob Messick show. this this is see again, I would rather have like that be like you know, a foil in the back and then have like that's either a spot varnish or just leave it, like
They have a
it
lot of facsimile editions this month.
yeah.
There's
But
a
I
lot.
would have liked it if they did this, if they would have had, because I mean, it's funny, like this book came out and like his foot is cut out, like I think that it's a
Isn't that
collage and
weird?
it's what he did, but right, but like this was the trade dress. It was supposed to come out as like DC Showcase 94, which is crazy. So I would have rather them do something like this. If they did something like that, I would buy that. I
See,
think that would be
if you only had a brother that did variant covers,
that's true. If
like
only.
if only you had a brother that had a variant comic book company called
Yeah,
616.
but like they're not no one's buying this. You know what I mean? Like, well,
No,
I don't know. Yeah,
there's a listen, you could sell 500 of these, no problem, but you can't sell 1,000 of these. Like your idea for the showcase cover would definitely move five. There's 500 people. There's Kirby fans out there that would go, yeah, I'll take that. That's really cool.
right.
But
Right.
there's a limited number. Like when we had heard the Youngblood numbers was 750, because you and I were like, oh, it'd be cool to do like our, like we like to say Awestruck comic. Like let's do Awestruck comic variants. We're not in the variant market, but sometimes we see an opening. We're like, how come nobody grabbed Tom Sholey for a Youngblood cover?
Right. Right.
Brian Milligan, our boy, would love to draw a Youngblood cover, and it would probably be awesome. Than some of, actually, his cover would probably be better than some of the artists that were already chosen. Not
Yeah.
crapping on any
Right.
artist in particular. I'm just saying Brian's pretty good. Like
Right.
his Maniacs cover that he drew, like the card's cool. The cover's even better. Like I think by the time he finishes drawing the first issue, he's probably going to hate the cover. Because I think
Mhm.
after drawing so many 20 to 30 pages of a story, like once he gets the juices flowing again, our book, I think our book, what I'm talking about is my book Maniacs. We're doing a Kickstarter, so, launching it soon. And our artist, he killed it. The cover's so good. And our friend Dexter Weeks, who's actually a professional colorist, like he
Mhm.
gets real work. He's coloring the cover right now. So it's pretty exciting. But the point is, like, Milligan would have drawn a facsimile edition cover.
You think
Or
you
not
go back
facsimile.
and want to redraw it or like the cover or just like you think you tweak it or you don't know
I don't know.
stuff.
I don't know. It is tough. But you got to do the cover first because on the Kickstarter page, you got to be like, here's the cover. Here's in fact, I got to do some writing today just so he has pages to draw during this week. I mean, I have it written. I just got to like finalize it.
Right.
This this is the most exciting thing to me because they're making a foil variant to Superman versus the Amazing Spider-Man. This is a great book. This is a phenomenal comic.
That's a real good book for sure.
As a facsimile, like if you don't have the original, get this facsimile edition. It's not quite as good as owning the original. The
Mhm.
original's got, that awesome 70s paper. It's actually, the original's a little bigger than the facsimile edition, but this is a great comic. And the story that Liefeld revealed last year, and it was actually kind of known in the original art, is that Neil Adams took these pages and upped them. He upped them. He's like, this is Superman versus Spider-Man. And nothing against Ross Andrew, you
Mhm.
know. But Dick Giorgiano was inking it, right? And
I think that's right. Yeah.
he's like, I'm gonna fix this. I'm gonna make this better. And Ross Andrews like, yeah, I don't have a problem. Neil Adams got to redraw my page, and I'm still getting paid.
Right.
Sure, Neil Adams
He
didn't take a
redrew the
dime.
pages or he just like inked.
He 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 did both. I think he redrew like the main Superman Spider-Man page. Like you go look at that page, it's almost like pure Neil Adams.
Mhm.
He heavily, I would probably say he heavily inked it, but I think he did some erasing and redrawing.
It's interesting. It's really weird like his jump in and out because he there was a lot of issues of Conan that are just like crusty bunkers, and then you can tell he did the faces, or it's Jerry Bingham stuff. Like it's like either Buscema layouts and then crusty bunkers finishes, or like it's you can just see a couple of them are just like I think it's Neil like 100%. Like I think this is just him crusty bunkers. So funny. This is a this of course we covered this a couple of times. This is finally coming out. I have a good hardcover of this that I don't think the paper here is going to be better than this, but I'm
Yeah,
happy that this is available. This I saw, and then there was another story about this. 100 bucks, 328 pages. I don't really care about this, but I'd be curious on like that art gallery. Never before seen pencils, original art. The
that's
extras
really
are,
intriguing to me.
yeah.
Yeah,
But then there's also like that they're having like a cutaway, so they have a cutaway slipcase. That's dope. You know what I mean? Because I feel like I didn't get the the New Gods absolutes because like I have it like a bunch of times. Like
I
I have
I
New Gods so
really
many times.
I really like the New Gods omnibuses. I thought they were good. They're
Yeah.
hardcovers, but they're real light because they're made, it's like a newsprint paper.
Yeah, those I think are
They're
that paper's better, but
I haven't looked at them in a while,
I
but I
also
really
have
enjoyed
the
I really enjoyed them. This book, they did a really nice Man of Steel collection. Did they get 3 or 4 volumes out where it was like
mhm,
Man of Steel and then the immediate Superman comics following it,
right. Lord
and they're
Way.
like I think they're like many hundreds of pages each. I was kind of hoping they were going to keep going, like keep that like they're doing the triangle stuff now,
Mhm.
and I wonder if the triangle stuff is a continuation
I don't know where they left off. I
of the
know what
Man
you're
of
saying.
Steel.
Yeah, like I because I know
Is that
that
you? Is that me? Cut it.
uh,
Mark, can you hear me? Being on the same phone line at your so no, like I was saying, I wonder if the original Man of Steel hardcover series that came out like 5, 10 years ago flows into the new Triangle hardcover series. Like I didn't check the breaks.
right, right.
Check the breaks.
Probably it's probably pretty close because I feel like because it goes to what it goes like to at a certain point like burn is out and then it goes like exile. Does that sound right? Does that seem
Yes.
right? And
Yeah,
then it,
I think so.
I think that's about right. And then it goes triangle. I think exile might have even started the triangle or close to it. I think that's when they
Yeah.
started flowing them through and then triangle started. I wonder who, yeah, I guess we don't know who started that, if that was like a Mike Carlin thing or, but I mean, the triangle is pretty fun. That's really fun. But what was
There's great
funny,
yeah, there's great stuff in it.
it's funny what I liked at the time. Like I knew if I got a Roger Stern, it was going to be a little bit more sciencey. I knew it was going to be a little bit more goofy if it was a Louis Simons and Bogdanov, and I didn't like some of those.
Yes.
I was like, oh, I don't care about
I know.
like, but now I do. Now I'm like, oh, I get it. Now I didn't get it. You know, kind of like the Ron Friends stuff. Like when I would see Ron Friends on Thor, I'm like, ah, no. And then it was like, that's what I like now. You know, I like that more. So yeah, we'll see. I thought the numbering and we get into a little of this. So this is $175. These omnibuses are now jumping over the 150 mark. Okay. Now I know it's rare anyone pays retail for this thing, you know, these things, but like but this is a gigantic, uh,
This is almost 1,400 pages. Just
yeah.
holy crap. And I love Elseworld books. I really do. They were like one of my main collections back in the day.
Well, they added in, which I don't think was in before. They added in the annuals. I started collecting those. I started catching them in dollar bins, all the, and I'm going to get the pulp
The
ones, I think too,
DC
and all the one
annuals.
million issues. I'm getting like, I'm making like a subcategory
Ah, yeah, that's fun.
of like one alternate take books so you can kind of read. You know, I can just pick up
That's cool.
a Pulp Heroes.
Like Zero Month. You know, Zero Month was really good.
Yeah, that wouldn't be bad either. Or actually kind of the 1 year later. So it would kind of be interesting to get like all of the like just like here's the springboard or the face
Yeah,
ones. Remember they did the face ones?
the
Uh
some of them are terrible.
yeah, some of them are really bad. This is pretty big too. This is like 1,300 pages, new Sean Phillips cover.
Look at
So
it's 100 pages less and 70 and $25 less.
yeah. Um,
Saying,
I also don't know. I think it's really funny that they're doing these omnibus like that, like the Shade the Changing Man, like volume two. I'm like, who's buying that? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I get it. I'm the
are
guy that would
you?
buy it, and I can't buy it. Like, I was like, I don't really care about the stories
Are
that
these
much.
are these readable? Like
Um,
legit. I've never bought 1,000 page hardcover. Like I've
you
always stuck
have
with
to
the
have
absolutes.
a certain area. Like that's the thing. I have a couple spaces in my house where like I have a chaise downstairs, but I have to put like a pillow down. Um, sort of, but like some, but again, we're kind of spoiled by having things on apps, you know? And the
Yes.
thing is here is when some of this stuff went to app for the first time, a lot of this Vertigo stuff was converted by Wildstorm. Like if you open these up, it'll say like conversion by Wildstorm. So
Yeah.
like people there cleaned up these digital files, popped them on, and this is very good panel to panel on the DC app. Because I started rereading this run. I like this run when it came out. Uh, but that's pretty tempting because I have a great Sean Phillips like shelf. Like my Sean Phillips shelf is amazing. You know what I mean? So it's like, I guess I gotta get this. You know what I mean? I have Heart of the Beast. I have like the Dynamite reprint of Heart of the Beast, and I have the
Yeah.
Dynamite Art of Sean Phillips, and then there's a 2000 AD Art of Sean Phillips coming out soon. I gotta get that. So like, there's a Sean Phillips sketchbook that I have that is like
So
print to order.
150. What do you got to pay for that? Like 90, you think? To get it for 90?
If you order it early enough, you can get half. You can get half free shipping. Like if you order from Waltz or something, like you can catch it before it starts. In stock trades, and usually the week it comes out too. Sometimes they'll have a sale or a sale coupon, and instocktrades.com. I need to get. They did a Tower and the Elephant painted graphic novel last week, and they also did a Conan bound of the Conan Deluxe hardcovers, which are taller. They're actually like almost taller. It's almost as big as the like masterpiece editions for Marvel. It's
Okay.
pretty big. So that's dope. I do like this is a pretty cool. This is a great trade. You're doing Lobo 1-2. That's great. Cool. That's all the Bisley stuff basically.
So
Um,
it's Lobo Paramilitary Christmas Special. Lobo's back.
oh, I don't know. I'm not actually sure if I don't think
Yeah.
I put
What
the
is?
solicits in.
Yeah. Wow. Is this a trade or like an omnibus?
To trade.
All right.
They're just going to get some Lobo stuff out there. They also are doing a new super. They're doing a couple Supergirl trades. They're doing a Supergirl Sterling Gates trade, which I think is just a story, and they're doing the Mariko Tamaki Joel Jones being super, which is great.
I mean, at that point, you might as well just re-put out the Michael Turner one.
That's the third. Yeah, I think there is a compact of that, but yeah, I would say that put that out
You
as
know,
it's
the
an extra
movie,
thing.
the animated movie, that's really good. Like my daughters really used to enjoy that movie when they were little.
Oh, I don't know if I ever watched that. I should watch that.
Now, it's funny because they made a movie for Public Enemies, and then they made a movie of the Supergirl story from Jeff Lowe's Superman Batman. I don't think they did anything else from that run.
You can go. What do you mean, like the when it went into like the Jeff Loeb actual ongoing with Churchill, Ian Churchill?
No, no, no. I was talking about Superman Batman,
Oh,
the
right,
series itself.
right,
Because
right,
the
right,
first storyline they made an animated movie out of. The second storyline they made an animated movie of, but then they didn't do the Carlos Pacheco one,
right.
which is fine. You know, it's funny because that one has actually got Ultraman from the Crime Syndicate in it.
Mhm.
But coincidentally, with Jeff Johns stuff, like they made an animated movie out of this Jim Lee storyline. They made an animated movie out of
Boring.
like the Aquaman storyline, but then they didn't do the Forever Evil. It's like they purposely try to avoid Crime Syndicate. I guess because we got one movie with them, which is like kind of a weird version of Crime Syndicate, but still
Right, right,
works.
right. Yeah.
But that's Dwayne McDuffie. That was a two-part Dwayne McDuffie episode for Justice League that never got aired. Well, it never got made. He wrote it,
Right, right, right.
and then he rewrote it to turn into that Crisis in Time, I think it was called, or Crisis in Two Worlds.
Hmm. Yeah, I
It's
never
pretty
watched
good.
those.
No, they're pretty good. I mean, it's Dwayne McDuffie, so it's already better than most cartoons.
Right.
It's funny. It's funny because J.M. DeMatteis, as a writer in comics back then, never really moved the needle for me that much.
Hmm.
But as an animated writer, he's really good. And now when you go back and reread his comics, you're like, oh yeah, he was really good.
Yeah, I was always a fan because the Matthias stuff is he did Brooklyn Dreams, which got reprinted this week. That's like Jamie
Yes.
DeMatteis's like little kid, like that was a 4 issue little square bound Paradox Press black and white book of his like super young days. So I always like that. I do like his co-writing with Justice League, which I'm rereading now on the app, the Justice League International Unlimited or Justice
Yeah.
League America to International. Um, I'm going to see how it threads. The tough part there is that like and maybe the trades or hardcovers are doing this, is that once it hits JLI, then they spin off to JLE. There's a spin, the Justice League Europe, the Bart Sears. So it's like then you can read them kind of concurrently. Then you can read Remember Breakdowns. That was like their series where they kind of crossed over. That was kind of hot, I guess, at the time,
Yeah.
maybe.
Yeah. I
It was
remember.
like, but I remember I was like, I can't start reading this like in this late of a game. So there's just some media roundup here. Jim Carrey is in talk. Hasn't Jim Carrey retired like 5 times, but he keeps coming back out of retirement? Like, how much money are they giving him? Um, the two bits here is I don't want Jim Carrey as, uh, you know, in the Jetsons
As
movie as George Jetson. I don't want him as George Jetson. I don't know. It doesn't make sense.
he he's
He's a little
not
too old.
he is old. He is old. I mean, he's got to be 60, right?
Yeah, he's too old. So, but
So,
but Colin Trevorrow to direct is kind of interesting. Like, it's like, I'm still waiting for someone. I don't know. I'm still waiting for someone to just like make the
you
Star
know,
Wars movie, like the
they've been talking
script. We have
about
the script. You know what I mean for the Star Wars movie. It didn't
oh,
happen.
somebody made like an AI version of it. Like not a full movie, but kind of just like a here's the movie and
Oh,
here's a bunch of
pictures and
scenes that
stuff.
a bunch of pictures. It was actually pretty interesting. It's definitely worth watching. It's probably on YouTube.
Yeah.
They've been trying to make a Jetsons movie, since the Flintstones movie came out in what, 93 or 4? 94.
'Cause that's cinematic universe because they had it around that time, or I guess in the late '80s. I feel like there was a new Jetsons Flintstones movie, right?
What happened was they put Jetsons on syndication in the afternoons on like Fox 29. And the ratings were so good on it that they made a new Jetsons cartoon. They made new episodes. And it had been like 20 years since they made it. So there was like this 20-year gap of Jetsons. And then it was so popular, they made a Jetsons movie cartoon. And then they had a TV crossover, Jetsons Meet the Flintstones.
Right,
So
right.
Jetsons had
I remember
a
that being good
moment.
too.
Yeah, they definitely had a moment in the late 80s, early 90s. But they never could make the movie work because it's too expensive, I guess.
Right, right.
And well,
All right. I guess they're making more. It's Paul Giamatti. He's going to be on Starfleet Academy. What? I don't want this. I don't want that.
it's a shame because I was actually looking forward to a Starfleet Academy show until I realized it was taking place in the post-Discovery universe, which is like 1,000 years in the future. And I'm like, I don't want this. I want a Starfleet Academy show like set in the post-Picard universe, which makes more sense because then you can have cameos and storylines that kind of mean something. I
Mm.
think the post-Discovery 1,000 years in the future, I think people didn't really embrace that. Like it's fine. It's better than what the later seasons of Discovery are better than the earlier seasons. But when you're doing a Starfleet Academy, like like O'Brien from Discovery and Next Gen is a teacher at the academy. So why wouldn't
Mm.
you have that actor show up? Even if he doesn't want to do it, he can still show up.
Right, right,
You
right,
know,
right.
I think you have a Robert Picardo's character. He's like the hologram doctor.
Yeah, yeah,
He's going to be in it, which is cool because a hologram can live forever. But like that's it. Like that's all your connection.
yeah,
Like that the third season of the Picard is the highest rated show Paramount Plus has done as far as Star Trek goes. And
yeah.
that's be
But what does that mean?
and
Like, but that's like world's tallest midget. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like the best of like, that's not driving subscriptions. I don't know. I don't know, man. I
no,
feel like
Picard
there's
did. Picard season 3 did.
well,
But yeah, the rest of it, I don't
to
know.
me, it's like
It's
too
all
little, too late. Like, I couldn't deal with Picard season one. There's just a bunch of
no.
stuff going on, and I'm like, he's like a co-star in it. He's not like I'm just like I don't know, and then I just
The,
lost it.
the, the new characters they were just trying so hard with the new characters. I'm like, no. The new
Give me
characters
that
should come in.
ragtag. I love ragtag.
It just had to be more organic, and it wasn't. But
Yeah,
Picard season 3, it's like almost Star Trek Next Gen, because everyone's back. And that's
right.
what people wanted. That's what people wanted. They didn't want it like we want Picard, but like we want everyone else too. We want Riker, we want
Right.
Worf, we want Troy. So
Yeah.
anyway, Starfleet Academy. I'm still gonna watch it.
Yeah. I don't know. That's okay. That's all right. I'm not even covering the bad fam stuff because I think it look like shit. I don't like that. So anyway, this is a terrible press release. I put this up because I think this press release was just nothing. It doesn't make sense. Or like there's going to be a giant size 800 issue and there's going to be a bunch of past creators and they named zero creators, zero. And I'm just like, and the Russell Dauterman stuff is okay, like it's fine, you
Right.
know. I kind of put them side by side. So like, but it just seems like it's the same like pasted face for most of it, you know? And that's the way I feel like all
Yeah.
his work is like that. It's just like the
It's
same.
like it's like try to make it look like Nicole Scott's Wonder Woman covers, or when she does all the variations of the DC
Yeah.
characters. It's fine. That's fine. It looks fine. I just did five
Yeah.
times.
It's just like, and I also don't know like how it's like, is this going to be a double spread and then that they're doing a single issue? Like I couldn't figure out like it's not six, it's five covers. Like I don't understand. I guess I don't understand. I don't know. I understand. And then when I looked at it, and I don't think this one was allowed, you couldn't make this one bigger. And then this is like a different, or no, that's the same one. I don't know. Again, they all kind of look like this. They all just kind of look the same. They're a little flat. A three-part piece will unfold across 30. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm saying it looks like 34 is like this just goes because that would be two. Was it two, two? I don't know. I can't figure it out. I feel like it's two. You're doing like a gatefold and then a single and a gatefold, like a double. Like what? I don't understand.
I don't want to go look at the numbers. I honestly don't care, which is crazy because I used to love this stuff. Um, But like, what's counted in this 800? Is it, are they counting New Avengers? Are they counting Mighty Avengers?
I
You
don't know.
know, there's
Right.
huge gaps where it's like there wasn't an official Avengers book.
I am not sure. Yeah, I don't know.
So
Yeah, you're right. I don't know. Was Cable officially in the Avengers? Cable's in here.
Cable, he was in Avengers Extinction, that miniseries where they all went after him.
Yeah, but he wasn't an Avenger. You know, Two Gun Kid might have had some type of like insert. You know, Uncanny Avengers maybe was he in Uncanny? He was in Uncanny Avengers, but I don't know if he ever joined the Avengers. So that's again, hey, you know what? I'm fine with Cable showing up anytime, so I'm all right.
No, Cable should be everywhere.
Titan Comics, January stuff. There's a Zafino cover, wonderful. He needs to do a single issue. He's only really done pinups and covers. Like that's he needs to do a single issue. And I don't know. And this is a tough one. Like I love this cover. Well, actually, it's okay because I can do both covers. But here's a Jeff Fisherwood cover, and I'm like,
Oh,
geez,
nice.
like, but he's not doing the inside, so I'm not sure. But I like this cover so much. That's by Adrian Smith. Look at the colors on that, dude, just like crazy. And there's a version of this too, and I'm like, sheesh. But I love trade dress. I'm a big trade dress guy. Give me that trade dress. Marvel stuff. We've seen this preview art for the Iron Man. Okay.
Yeah,
Tony Daniel doing a couple issues of X-Men, which I thought was interesting. Tony
that
Daniel
is. I'll
coming
check it
back.
out.
Mark Morales
That's
inks.
it. You know, it's like we need these names. I know you got to build up new creators, but like you got to build up the new creators by having the old creators kind of there too. Like, give me the Tony Daniels on a book to let me try to dive back into it. This is the Jed McKay one, so
Yeah.
I already know it's kind of going to be good. I'll
I'm
take it.
again. I think that the Jim Lee era of like the yellow and blue. I think it was just a gimmick bringing it back, and then Jim Lee's like, I gotta go. Like I really feel like he would have just went back to Brown very quickly, but I feel like it got stunted because remember the second like Jim Lee left, like Andy Cooper just did the Jim Lee stuff again. Like it went to RT Bear, and then Jim like it just stayed. It just
Yeah,
stayed. Nobody like, and no one put Wolverine back like
I feel like it
officially.
should be. I feel like it should be artist choice. Like whatever you want to be, whatever whatever you want to draw. Like he's superheroes just don't have one costume in a closet. They probably have a closet full of stuff. Jim Lee's. What about the Wolverine with the black cutoff? I kind of like that costume. That
Oh
was
yeah,
neat.
yeah, yeah. With like the
So
the
yeah,
the mysterious like just like dirt on his face. You know
yeah.
what I mean? Which they never explained. I'm like, is it what
Who
is
is
on his face?
who's that behind him? Is
I
that
think it's
Silver
Silver Sable.
Sable?
Yeah, because
Okay.
it's got the headband. Big Silver
All
Sable
right.
fan. This
We
was a
are.
weird pull. This was from an annual.
Yes.
This was
Yeah, it
like
was.
that's like a weird pull. But is Archangel going to be on that X-Force team? Like, why is this here? I don't know.
It's a cool cover.
I like it. It's and again, it's Alex Sinclair coloring this. So like, how is that? Like, how is he just freelance? I guess I would think that he would just be DC forever, DC exclusive, but
You
exclusive.
know,
But he does the
he's
covers. He
like
does the colors for the all the Frank Miller stuff. So I guess not
and he's exclusive to Frank Miller. Like you can't publish a Frank Miller cover without Sinclair coloring it. Were you
exclusive.
there for that part of that conversation?
Mm-hmm.
He's doing who's he? Oh, he did Lucky Devil's cover. Okay, for and Ryan Brown. Is it Ryan Brown?
Mm-hmm. Also, Ryan Brown.
He wanted to color it. They're like, oh no, Sinclair and Miller come as a team. Like yeah, he was just thankful to get a Frank Miller cover. Like super thankful.
Hmm.
But he's like, I'm not against coloring it myself and putting it in as a pinup. Like maybe I can do that. Like I want to color a Frank Miller piece for my comic,
Yeah,
and I get that. So
we're getting a Jusco variant, but I don't know. I don't understand like the proportion of this. Um, I think I know what this is. I think this was maybe one of his cards that he did for like a recent Upper Deck card series. He's just like selling it again. I'm pretty sure. So no, it
well,
says 25.
when
Listen,
you
you're Joe Jusco. Do whatever you want.
yeah, and when you're Marvel, you have the right to pull any art you ever find of your character.
Yeah, I don't know who this artist is. It didn't look like it was in the description, but this Venom cover is like awesome. Like that's really
Yeah,
cool looking.
that's fire.
And I just like that these are very similar to the outfits in that one issue, but they're not the outfits exactly. So I think that's really cool. Like it's close. There's like a
Yeah.
disco era,
Yes.
and we just saw Michael Cho in Baltimore. Good for you. Oh no, actually I'm sorry, this is Leonardo Romero, which is similar to
Yeah.
the Michael Cho, not Michael Cho.
Not Michael Cho.
I couldn't find a good. This is like I was trying to find a. He's doing variant covers for every issue, but they solicit them and they're not out. I'm not sure if he's putting giving it to them late or what it is. I thought this was fine. You know, how was that issue? I didn't read it.
It was pretty good.
Yeah.
It read like Peter Parker in 1939, which is something that I think some of the other Spider-Man noir books, and nothing against them, weren't for me. Like I would try them out. I'm like, I'm not really feeling this. But it's Larson, and it's kind of a little more upbeat. It's still noir.
Hmm.
It's still. I think it's just doing a better job. I think Larson's more like trying to bring in like not that he's writing it like a Nick Cage movie, but
Hmm.
I wonder if the Nick. We always forget that Nick Cage TV show's happening. Like that's filmed.
It's shot. Yeah, that's
When are we
crazy.
getting that? Nobody ever talks about that.
Don't know.
Don't know either. Such a
Don't
weird
know.
pull.
I never went back. I kind of want to go back and watch like really shows that like I may have watched like an episode and just see if they're any good. Like go back and watch like Hellstrom. You know what I'm saying? Like shit that like or Cloak and Dagger. Like to watch the freeform shows if they're
I watched Cloak and Dagger. Watched Runaways. I didn't watch Hellstrom, but I want to. Like I literally have a written list of things I want to watch. And I'm like, I gotta watch it. It's Marvel.
yeah.
The horrible
Yeah.
thing to say, I gotta watch it. But I might. But that's one of those shows I might like be organizing my desktop while I watch it. You know.
This it kind of made me laugh because I'm just like, is this not done? Like it doesn't feel like it's done. Like it feels like it doesn't feel like it's done. Maybe it's not done. Maybe Adam Hughes just sent it over. Like, there you go. You know, because I know he does the majority of his coloring and like rework is all computer. So it just doesn't look done. I'm just
Yeah.
surprised. You know, I'm surprised that that's there. Uh, um, this is cool. Like, it's weird that Spider Boy is getting the treatment like on them out. Just do all of them. Just do all of them. You
Yeah.
know,
You only have so many.
but they're doing a year. That's the year two. This is the year two one. So they did Spider Boy, and then
Well,
they
maybe
did.
maybe they're building up to a Spider-Boy miniseries that we don't know about yet.
Oh man, maybe
But
you
if they
know it.
do,
Get Carl
but if they
Kiesel.
do it, you better get Carl Kiesel. This is his character, and Spider-Boy is my favorite character out of all of Amalgam. I am very disappointed that there's no foil facsimile because
Yeah,
even though
they
I don't,
right.
I'm not buying every foil ever, but
Seems
I am
like it,
buying
Rob. Foiled
very.
again. Rob
Well, again,
Messick.
check it out, people.
You foiled it again.
That's our extra YouTube show for the week. Yeah, I would buy a foil for Spider-Boy team up and Spider-Boy. Didn't Marvel didn't offer it. It's very
No.
strange. DC is like if we're doing a facsimile, we're doing a foil. But
It's
Marvel's
printing
like, nah,
money,
we're
man.
good. It is
It's
print
printing
money.
I imagine like if what if they didn't get pre-orders, then they can what? Just not make it. Okay.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like it's like just see. You know, that's why I always think it's funny when they do these weird goals for like Kickstarter. Like I think the Dracula goal, which is Matt Wagner and Kelly Jones, it's like funds at $666. I'm like, okay, what is that like an hour to 40 minutes? You know, like you're just seeing like what it's going, the joke of it, like geez, you can have the percentage of over a certain amount. I
I'm
don't care about
setting
this miniseries, but I just was when I saw this, I'm like, oh, what is going? Because that's right, because this is going to take place. He's going to go up in space when he's in the 40s. It's Cap in the 40s, so I think that's interesting. So you're going to have a different Captain Marvel here. You have
or,
what's his
or
name?
just yeah, you'll just have a member of the Kree Guard, I
No, I
guess.
think it's going to be Largand. If that name's right. They might be wrong.
No, Largand is a Valor's name from
Oh, that's
Monel.
funny. That's pretty funny though,
Yeah,
right? I'll keep it. I'm not fixing it. You can't tell
don't fix
me.
it.
I heard Tom King on a podcast this morning actually talk about this, and they didn't consult him on this. He says, "Well, it's fine," but they told him that they're putting this out as this, like the Vision's family. So it's not Vision, blah blah blah, like whatever it
That's
was.
that's terrible.
Yeah, I don't know, man. These Marvel
It's not a
Premiere
bad name.
collections
It's
are
not a
really
bad
weird
name, but
because they have this at like these are all 14. These are their compact editions, which isn't small enough to be compact edition. Okay, it's a little too big.
right.
They're 14.99. You're missing all the marks. You're missing all of them. The paper quality's okay, but I think you probably would. It probably is going to hold. Even the compact paper, I'm not super crazy about, but I can't read it like that. Like I was thinking about getting like the New Frontier because I have like New Frontier in like three or four formats. I don't know. Like
All
I
that
got
matters is all that matters is the absolute format for that book.
pretty much, yeah. So,
Darwin
but
Cook, if you met
like,
Darwin Cook with that book, he would give you a quick Hal Jordan head sketch in the front.
yeah, I never
He
met
was
him. It's a
super.
bummer. I would have loved to get
Really
them in
nice
like
guy.
the Parker. I think the Spirit comes out soon too. I didn't buy that. I have that in two formats. I have that in paper. I have it in the hardcovers that they made, which had like a die cut. They were kind of cool. They were cool hardcovers. They had two different hardcovers for the 12 issues of his Spirit run. You know, I never read when it went to other people after he
They
left.
You know what they should do with that book? And this is just a fan thing. The original Spirit Archives, there's, I don't know, 25 volumes of it, the Eisner ones. But when the new Adventure of the Spirit happened in the late 90s, Kitchen Sink put it out. The first three issues are Alan Moore, Dave Gibbons. And then
Right.
you got like Gaiman doing a story. You just have bunch of really cool stories. They, when they collected that into a hardcover, they just made it like Spirit Archives number 26.
Oh, they did.
So like, yeah. So it fills that hole in your collection like the next one.
Yikes.
So like they should do that with like the Darwin Cook Spear or the Sergio Aragonés took it over, didn't he? As writer at one point.
Let's go, people. Yeah, I
Um,
think Moritat did an issue or two. Like there's a couple things.
they should do the same thing, collect it and make it look like the Spirit Archives. Just saying, they won't, but it's just a neat idea.
Yeah, it would be nice to see like the Big Bang we covered a couple weeks ago. Like I like that where they have the archive like ish cover. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah, it
do
looks
something
yeah
like that. And the way like Titan has the files for the Conan omnibus, but is not going to be like, hey, whatever he has the Conan omnibus like 20 years ago, just throw it out. Like they didn't, you know what I mean? Like they're matching the format and then they're matching the red. It just says Titan instead, you know. So sounds good. Um, I don't remember what cover this is. This almost looks new. Like I love this. This is an Al Milgrom cover. I don't remember what cover this was. It almost feels like it's not a cover. I think it is, but it's not a famous cover, but it's dope. Like that's like this is a famous cover. That's a pretty famous
yes
cover, right? So
yeah
it might have been maybe right around that time, but like that's a toss up, man. You
yeah.
know?
I never really collected Iron Man unless it was like John Romita Jr. or something newer. I never
There's
went
a couple
back.
of Bob Laytons that I've grabbed in dollar bins and stuff.
Yeah.
Correct. Yeah, like if there's a weird put the one like bubble space one, you know, I always like
Yes.
that one I have.
Yeah.
Him and Doctor Doom, like that issue is pretty cool. Like, yeah, there's issues that I've had. Wasn't there? Was it the Power of Iron Man? I feel like I had an Iron Man trade when I was a kid, and it was all it was Michelini, JR. I feel like that was one of those like slightly oversized trades that I had, and they were good. You know what I mean? I don't know if they're great.
He was never one of my favorite Marvel characters. Like I'd rather have superpowers than just have a suit.
Right.
You know, as a kid, because you know, yeah, it's a fantasy thing. You want to be strong as the Hulk, or you imagine yourself swinging around like Spider-Man, or you're popping claws, and you know. But then it's like, let me put on my suit of armor. Like it doesn't fit with a, you know, in my mind. I was, and some people are different. Some people, you know,
Well, they
want that.
never. I think the story with the nose thing is that someone heard Stanley talk about the mask, and he was talking about like the helmet. He was like, I don't understand. I don't know where the nose. Why isn't there a nose or
Yeah,
something like that? And then they made it for a couple issues, and then
yeah.
I think he either even says like, why are you doing this? And he's like, oh well, you said that. Like, and he's like, oh no,
Was it Gene Colan?
I don't. I think it was past that. I think it was past Gene Colan. I think it might. I don't know. I don't know who was doing. I guess let me see who was doing around this time. So this would have been. Might have been Herb, or I'm not sure. Pencil by Herb Trim, Keith Pollard. Might have been like
Hmm.
a Arvell Jones, like right around that time. Tuska. It's probably Tuska.
Tosca,
Yeah.
maybe.
So I'll say I'll have to look at that, but that's like, but it was like only I think 9 issues, something like that, and they don't really explain it, and then they don't explain it when it goes away either, which is kind of fun. Um, this is the direct market variant. Uh, just make it a little bit bigger. You kind of forgot. Maybe it's you kind of forgot to finish it right here. And I think that's how it's printed too. I'm pretty sure that's how the comic book's printed.
Yeah.
Uh, but this was the almost Shang-Chi revival. Remember that?
Yes.
Where they basically have like 3 issues of Shang-Chi, and then they had 2 or 3 issues of Journey into Mystery that was drawn by a really boring artist, and then it just didn't go.
Yeah.
Like if Pacheco
Um,
went to go do a Master of Kung Fu like reboot, relaunch, but this I believe is problematic because this would have had, I think it's when they still had the rights to
Fu Manchu.
yeah, the Fu Manchu stuff. So they got rid of that later.
I would have moved. I would have like this is an odd cover choice for a hardcover, but I would have moved the logo down just to keep it away from Cannonball. I got
Just
to think
all
about
of it could be
logos covering
fixed.
art. Yeah,
Just fix it
it's a
up.
weird, yeah,
You
weird
could
cover.
have
I just wouldn't have chosen this
move
cover.
it
There's
down a
better
little bit.
covers.
Yeah, you move it down, you move this down, and then you move this down.
Yeah,
And you could keep that same size. That's fine. Just slide it down. It's not that hard. Like, look, like just like working on stuff like this, and even with touchscreen stuff, like because I do stuff on my iPad and just kind of touch it. You know what I mean? Yeah, touch that shit.
Yeah,
Touch it.
it's funny. You and I talk about logos all the time. Milligan and I were talking about signing stuff, like the new Maniacs cover. You'll bring it up again, plug. He didn't leave like a really good spot for signature. I'm like, I guess we'll sign over the Maniacs logo. But like
Mm.
that's something conscientious that we've talked about in the past. Like, you should leave. Like, I hate covering art. Like Doug
Yeah.
Mensch, when we met Doug Mensch, super nice guy, he had a signature that was like 2 inches tall, 6 inches long,
Right, right, right. Yeah.
and he would cover Batman. I'm like, no, don't cover Kelly Jones
Right,
Batman with
right,
your
right.
signature. Like that's like I hate that. And I'll even when I buy like if I get like a live hold cover, I try to like sign it in the empty space or don't sign it. Like,
So this area, okay, of X-Men, that co the cover, the main cover of this, which I don't have, is the was that a holofoil? Is that right?
if it's
The Madware Gambit cover? Is that would that
yes,
technically be holofoil?
yeah,
Dude, that's a dope cover. I got it for $1 recently. I was like, this is dope. Like it's so that's such a nice cover. I'm just happy that they keep filling in Punisher. This is the most ridiculous, like, and putting that in the cover is like, this is what you get. Here's your
this is what you
90s
get.
Punisher. You know,
I don't even think Pizzella didn't even draw that annual. He just drew the cover for it. That's a
he
Punisher
drew the
annual. I
cover,
think that
correct.
covers.
And I
Yeah,
think Panosian did finishes in that same ish. He did finishes over. Well, even Stephen Butler. I think he did finishes. So. But yeah, give me that cover. Give me not all the Punisher has been collected. So like they should just keep
no,
doing Punisher Epic collections and then sprinkle in um the other stories like Warzone
they
and War
could
Journal.
they could probably do an epic collection of unpublished Punisher stories.
There's
The editor
70
back then,
supposedly
yeah,
about 70 issues of Punisher in a drawer.
and I'm sure they're not good, but
I
like,
don't care. Yeah, but you know what? There's got to be like around this
oh,
time.
oh no, there's a gold. Maybe there's a Gabriel Gecko story.
Well, listen, there was a couple what ifs that Greg Capullo did. Like there's early people, that were in a lot of this stuff. So I feel like there probably is some stuff in there that are people that are, there's probably some
Yeah,
Guang Yaps in there. Give me some Guang Yap. But I do love this. Yeah. Larry Stroman, Dave Huber, Huang Nguyen, which is a couple good issues there. Yeah, I
he's
listen,
no, he was really good. He's got a really good
there's
character in the Creator Universe card series.
Metal Militia. I have that. I have Metal Militia 1, 2, and 3. Got them for I think less than $1.
Yeah,
Um,
what a surprise.
this is a pretty solid one here. Doing a Surtur War, $55 though. Fuck, like it's just a lot. It's a lot.
10 cents, 10 cents a page.
Yeah. Uh, almost $800,000. What I guess was Curry from Comic Collection Art Signature Auction. Oh, okay, it was Heritage just October 17th. I would like to maybe go to that. Maybe I can look at what things sold for there. Maybe we would look at that. I'm
They're
sure
fun.
this isn't the only thing that sold, but this was kind of a big one.
It's a huge one. McFarlane doesn't. He didn't draw a lot of Batman, but he loves Batman. In fact, he almost wouldn't have done Image Comics if DC had met him on good terms for doing a Batman comic. He really thought about doing Batman for DC, but DC didn't want to pay people back then, so
Mhm.
he decided not to do it. Him and Jim Lee were going to do Batman books
Wow,
in 1991. That'll be part of our 1991 special episode we're slowly putting together.
that's crazy. But see, but the printed book is a little different. So the printed book, and there's a facsimile that's coming up, which we talked about earlier. But like, do you see the McFarlane like got switched? Like, who made that note? You know what I mean? Like, what happened? Like how did that happen? Who made that note?
Yeah, they reversed it.
There's also a second print of this, which it says like DC Comics are for kids or something. It has that like slogan there. I've seen that
Ah,
like CGC, and I'm like,
boo.
what is that cover? And like there was some that had like I guess even I'm trying to remember. It was around the time of I think Toys R Us had some packs or something, right? And then they had like DC. They had like a DC Universe logo here for some of those books. That was probably closer to the Kyle Rayner Green Lantern stuff, but
What's funny
um
is that issue. That's only a couple issues before Death in a Family.
yeah.
That's the issue that came out like 2 year, like a year and a half before the movie. It's super interesting. It's a really interesting time for Batman.
Yeah, I like all that stuff. I like all
Yeah.
that. I don't know who this person is, Daniel Friedman, but I thought that just this kind of cover. Like I kind of know some of these artists. We know Tom Coker, but most of these artists I don't know who they are. I don't know who they
Correct.
are.
I agree.
But I do, but I think this cover looks interesting. There's a lot of genre stuff going on in this cover.
Yeah,
So
it's really
I'm
neat
just
looking.
like, yes, thank you, So there's a duck. That's fun. Or goose. I don't know what it is.
It's
I
a
have bird
goose.
blindness. I don't know what that is. So bird blindness. But yeah, I don't know what it says, but it looks pretty cool. Yeah, I would like to see what those stories, and they're supposedly like all 12 interconnecting sci-fi stories. Okay. Bird King sounds familiar. Bird King. I feel like that's something. I feel like that was a Dark Horse book or something. I don't know. Here's some toy roundup. Boom, Hypno Hustler. Where's my Hypno Hustler movie? What happened there? With Donald
Yeah.
Glover. Donald Glover has a ton of projects that are just unrealized. Someone recently just put out a video about how his was it Banto Stone, whatever the album he put out that was promoting a movie was not a real movie. Like they just shot scenes for this stuff and they leaked scenes and trailers. And he was on a podcast recently talking about the movie.
Yeah.
And the guy was kind of like, it's not a real movie. It's not a, and he just like kind of breezed over it. Maybe there is a real movie. I'm curious, like, and when I went Bando Stone, and when I was thinking about that, because that's a full character, and I believe that the album is in the character's concept. Okay. I showed Sophia Chris Gaines being the Garth
The
Brooks
yeah,
Prince
alter
like
ego.
persona.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then there's a couple good like YouTubes of that talking about how he wanted to just put it out, even put it out with a different um like a like almost like a Milli Vanilli, like a purposeful, like have like a different face on the cover. And that's not that different than Richard Bachman being like Stephen King. And
Right.
people have done these different expressions, but they apparently had a movie that they were trying to do, and then the soundtrack of the thing was like the soundtrack for the movie, and there is stuff for that. They made a fake behind the music of Chris Gaines within it, and I can't find that. That's funny. But recently, did you see like it was a week or two ago? Mariah Carey after her second album.
Did Chris Gaines perform on Saturday Night Live? Remember
Yes.
Garth Brooks hosted it?
Yes. And there's a
Did
great Tracy Morgan where Tracy Morgan takes him apart. He's like, man, he's like that Chris Gaines guy. What the hell? Like he's getting fat too. And he's like, no, I think he's okay. Like, and it's just literally Garth Brooks
he
and Tracy
Garth
Morgan.
Brooks, I think he hosted SNL twice and he kind of did a good
He
job. Like
killed it.
he
Yes.
yeah, he
100%
did.
killed it. Yeah.
Um and he created like a third character, like he was gonna be like a hippie or something. I forget. Like he was gonna do another alter ego, like he was just gonna keep going.
But and well, I guess what reminded me of that was that Donald Glover I think on like a version, which is like a lot of covers. It's a YouTube show or whatever. He covered like his like Prince-esque song, and Donald Glover's cover of that is like fucking fantastic. Like it's so good, it's insane how good that is. But yeah, there was supposed to
Somebody
be a Hypno Hustler Donald Glover movie that was in production and he was working on it. I can't believe that they turned down his Deadpool cartoon. Are you fucking, who
which
turned that
which
down?
which is in script, it's all written.
That's so fucking weird. So,
They they just that's a Disney move because I think it was created under Fox still, and then when
yeah.
Disney acquired Fox, they got rid of it. Well, not only we not so Sony really like just dropped the ball. They're like all these non-Spider-Man movies, they bomb
Hmm.
one after another. And when you
Right.
got down to Hip the Hustler or whatever, wasn't Bad Bunny going to do one?
Yes, he was going to do, I forget what that Spanish character is. But
Yeah,
see, that would have been smart because guess what? His appearances on Saturday Night Live he was the best part of the appearances the last time he was on. Everyone else like kind of failed their sketches, and he was kind of the
right.
best part of everything.
But
Um,
but that's not going to make just because you host Saturday Night Live isn't going to your Sony
no,
non-Spider-Man
his
movie isn't going to work.
power, I believe he's the most streamed person over Taylor Swift because of like his power in like South America. I believe his recordings, if you go to his Spotify page, it's like insane.
Yeah,
So
that's
anyway,
interesting.
Hypno Hustler.
Hey,
Here's your
real quick with Donald Glover. Um, Somebody took that "This Is America" video and put it to Fox Jesus Sam's "Oh Lord,"
oh
and it
yeah,
just
yeah,
kind
yeah.
of
Yeah.
like that's the new thing. That's the new Linkin Park, Michael Bay thing.
Yeah.
Like instead of doing like that song, now they put the "Oh Lord" song just off, and it really is funny when it surprises you.
Mhm.
It's really good. Or like remember when we were doing that with Curb Your Enthusiasm? Like they show something real awkward, and then they would
Yeah.
just put in the curb song. Like
Yeah, I
I
just
think that stuff's endlessly funny.
yeah, I think if you can, well, I mean, it's pretty easy to put the curb song behind anything today. You're like, it's that's pretty much
Any news right
everything.
now? Yes.
But here's your this is such a cool this was a miniseries by McGinnis. The amazing was it the Amazing Nightcrawler or something like that?
Kind of
I forget what
forget.
it's called.
I know what you're talking about.
And
That's
there's a
cool.
yeah,
Emma Frost is
that's a
cool.
pretty good. So I guess 20 years from now we'll get Tron Ares figures.
Yeah,
What the
right.
fuck is this? Like, what are you doing? Like, why are you like what? You know what I mean? It's really odd to me that Tron. Listen, you can go to most cons and see Bruce Boxleitner for $50. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're not going to call him, give him
I know. Seriously.
like a co-producer credit, just throw him in there. He's in a couple good scenes in Tron Legacy. Like he's in it for maybe 5 minutes, maybe less, but important setup scenes. And I guess in Tron Ares, I didn't see it, but who's David Warner's son or grandson? Because wasn't it? Was it who was it? Is it Cillian Murphy is in Tron Legacy as like the one of his son, and then this son now the
I
son he
kind of
had a
forget.
British accent. David Warner had a British accent in the first one. Cillian Murphy didn't have a British accent or did, and then now
David Warner. Did I tell you the David Warner Transformer story?
no.
David Warner was casted as Shockwave in Transformers Age of Extinction or whatever, Transformers 3,
Oh,
whatever that was called.
hmm,
He was supposed to be Shockwave, and it was in the news. David Warner. I'm like, that's awesome. And he ends up not being the villain because they set up that Shockwave's the villain, but spoilers, it's Sentinel Prime is the villain,
right, right.
and Shockwave ends up not talking. I'm like, that sucks. But then you find out that Corey Burton, who did voice Shockwave in the G1 cartoon, said, "Yeah, I was inspired by David Warner in Tron."
Oh,
So
wow.
it's kind of like a full circle thing, you know.
Right, right, right.
It's like when Bill Murray does Garfield's voice, which is funny because David Music, who did traditionally Garfield's voice,
Hmm.
did Peter Venkman's voice on a Ghostbusters cartoon.
Right, right,
Like
right.
that's kind of like a full circle, and that's what happened there too. I just thought that was funny.
Yeah, that's really cool. I think this is kind of a crazy. This is kind of a crazy like action figure. This scared in my brain, this is one of the scariest things when I was a little kid. Like that when this happened in the movie and like you can kind of tell when like the shockwaves goes through Darth
Yes.
Vader. It's like so frightening. Like it's a horror movie. It becomes like a horror movie. And man, what good drama. That third act's fucking nuts, man. People shit on Jedi, man. The third act Jedi is like nuts. There's like
Yeah, they're always
five
like,
storylines going on at the same time, and they're all like equally compelling. Like it doesn't cut away, and you're like, fuck. Like because in the new one, in like Rise of Skywalker, there's other scenes that are happening, and you're just like, I don't care. Can we go back to the other thing? Like that's the worst when
have
and that
you
that happened in Last Jedi too, when
have
they
you
like
rewatched
went to
that?
like
I've
Finn,
never
and I'm like,
I've
ugh.
I've never rewatched Rise of Skywalker.
I'm correct. Yeah,
I
I've
watched it
never
once in the
rewatched it.
theater. I didn't hate it,
Yeah.
but it was a mess, you
Mhm.
know. And it just made me so angry that they killed like Ben Solo. They killed Kylo Ren. Like
Oh
no, like
shit, he was on a podcast this week and talked about how there was like like a movie they developed for Ben Solo, and it didn't work and didn't happen. Like a
like a
post,
like a
like
post.
he didn't die. Like he wasn't supposed to die, I don't think.
No, you're right. I think they filmed both endings, an ending where
Jesus
she died and
Christ.
an ending where he died.
You still have to watch the edit I have. I have it in a
Oh
Google
yeah,
Drive for you. There's an edit where people literally, when she says, I'm all the Jedi, they literally CGI'd everyone, all the Jedis that are talking. I was like, you can't get, maybe you can't get cameos, but you could Harold Ramis it. Harold Ramis it. You know what I'm saying? Because that scene's
I
effective too.
love that scene. That
That
scene's
scene's
very.
really cool.
I teared up
Yeah, that's a tough scene,
because
man.
what's it is a tough scene because it's a
That
dad
movie's
coming back and
fine.
helping out his granddaughter.
Yeah, that movie's just fine though. Like to me, like I never saw the sequel
Oh,
because
that's fine too.
yeah, see,
No,
I
they're
don't
both.
want fine with that. I don't want that.
Well, you
Uh,
can't beat Ghostbusters 1. And they're probably they might be better than Ghostbusters 2. So,
yeah, that's not that hard. But I have a
no.
fondness for Ghostbusters. The problem with Ghostbusters 2, and I think I realized when I was a kid, is that everyone was funny, and that didn't make it good. Everyone had
They
the
made it
jokes.
they made it more a comedy, right.
Yeah,
And the
everyone
first
had the
one's
jokes. Now,
not
Venkman
yeah.
is the jokes. That's the jokes. That Venkman is the lewd and the jokes, and when everyone's getting it. I do find it fascinating that the Ghostbusters movie came out with a ghost blowjob, and it just plays. And I
It
never knew.
plays
I was like, what's happening here? Like, and it's just funny, like just a straight up
a ghost job.
orgasm, like just crazy. That's crazy.
Ectoplasm everywhere. Oh, it was a ghost.
Here's
I was
your
slimed.
yeah, here's your Mezco Toys 10. This is pretty I think that these guys do a pretty good job. They're kind of in the middle of the pack. So this is probably like 80 bucks, you know. So it's not a Hot Toys, it's 300 bucks, 200, 300, but I thought that was pretty cool. That was very nice. I really this was what came out initially. I saw this on a clearance recently, which is the Spawn 77. Did that Spawn 77 comic come out? They talked about it.
No, no, I don't think so.
Come on, man. Well, the funny thing is that they have this was announced, and this comes with
Is that Mark
a
Spears?
comic. Yeah, yeah, this comes with. I think he might. I don't know if he worked on it or just did the cover. This is kind
You
of
know what's
in the
funny?
wheelhouse of this is
When
perfect.
they first announced this, I wasn't really that aware of Mark Spears' work yet.
Yeah, but that cover's
It was just starting
fucking
to hit
great, man. That cover's so cool. But this is really tough. But like, so now that it's kind of, and I think it's a little bit different than this. Uh, but I do love that there was just like concepts of this, and then they have a variant of this that just played too. So this is the variant that came out this week. But that mask, because I think this was a later mask that they did that he did in a different sketch. This is kind of the original mask, the Spider-Man eyes, and
Yeah.
then this is the other like kind of like some of his later drawings of it, the Buccaneer boots. Which is probably from what Taskmaster, which is from Deathstroke. You know what I'm saying? Like it's like
Yeah.
right around the time. I guess not even
Which
77.
did he put that on Mr. Bones? Or was that did he even
Uh,
have them? I didn't know he had them. I just imagined
I
Mr.
don't
Bones having
remember.
it.
Yeah, I feel like Mr. Bones is a prototype Spawn too. Why are you giving
Yeah.
him so many machine guns? Like this, that's so funny.
Because he's
Um,
military.
and this is a nice like I like this design of this. I tried to read one issue, like two issues of this, and I just got lost.
I know.
This is Spawn 2099. Like, why should this should kill it? And you don't have to be held with the content. Like I know now, if you read Spawn, you have to read like you have to kind of read everything. You have to read Spawn, Gun, maybe not Gunslinger. No, I think so. As I think Gunslinger, Tales of Gunslinger are separate, but I
Yeah,
believe
Tales of Guns.
Gunslinger and Scorched and King Spawn and Spawn are all
I I can't believe
coming into each other.
that all those books are working on a level. Three books are reaching issue 50. Kingspawn, Scorched, and
I
another
think
one.
I think that
They're all reaching issue
I
50.
think these are just we had this at the store. If you remember this,
I
Spawn
know.
has a built-in fan base of people that may not read anything else but Spawn, and I think it's held. I think they're to a certain level, some of that is held,
You know
and I
what's
think
funny?
it's
I think Spawn always sold better than Invincible,
yeah, probably yeah,
which is amazing because Invincible was like the best comic Image was putting out for a long time. I mean,
yeah,
Walking Dead beat it, but like Invincible, I don't think Invincible ever beat Spawn.
yeah, but it can't like see. Kirkman had the situation where he has to be good. Like you know what I mean? Like McFarlane doesn't have to be good. Like
Nah,
nothing. Like he actually makes things worse, right? Because like he would go in and touch Eric Larson stuff, right?
scripting wise, yeah, he makes things worse.
Makes things worse. So like anytime you would have an issue or two, or you had like someone pure on it, and it would be like, oh, that's pretty good. And like Brian Hogan, I think had a couple issues solo, and then all of a sudden you see McFarlane's name on it, and it just got worse. Like immediately. So just really weird. Why'd you take away Bendis? Like, I think Hellspawn was kind of screwed, but like, I think the first Sam and Twitch, the Otaku series, great.
Yeah,
You know,
he Bendis left Hellspawn because one, I don't think he wanted to do anything with Miracle Man. He didn't want to touch that. But also, he started getting busy at Marvel. But McFarlane got mad at him since he left Hellspawn. He took him off Sam and Twitch, which was like the dumb move because Sam and Twitch was actually pretty good at the time.
Sam and Twitch, the second artist, first artist was, and the second artist was Alex Maleev. So
Yeah,
you're seeing that. So well, actually, we can thank him for that because basically, because I think Alex Maleev before that was working on the Crow comics for Kitchen Sink, and then Alex Maleev went over there. But basically, that kind of was that's the Daredevil team. So like, if that didn't
yeah.
happen, that all kind of fell into that. That's your guy. Yeah, but that's dope. This is I put this in because this guy Dan Shakady, he does the Flash Gordon comic strips now,
Oh,
the
okay, yeah,
dailies
comic strip.
and the weekends. So I never saw this is his web comic on Webtoon. So, but I like that Dark Horse is touching that. So, I don't know if you saw this. So here we go. So we have there's a ton of art. I mean, listen, there's a ton of Red Sonja art. So I think this is pretty cool. Foil pack, mini box, foil packs, collectible,
Yeah,
binder. Like this is very 90s. Like binder. Oh my God, comes with
binders
not,
of
it
women
comes complete with like the card pages, I think too. Four exclusive metal card box topper cards, sketch cards. So yeah, that's pretty cool. That's a good idea.
that's
That's a good
fun.
idea. The Transformers came and went. Like that Transformers, I really wanted that set. I told Nick to put some aside. I don't know if he did. This is $125. I like the cover. This cover is a Declan Shalvey cover, which I think is pretty cool. 24 issues, but it's 600 pages. Why is it 125? And I
Because
want to say
they'll
that the,
sell
the one I
less.
didn't screenshot, I feel like it was 175 when I looked at a different one. Maybe that's wrong. It's not 1600 pages. You know what I mean? Like it's
So it's
600
all
pages.
24 issues. That's the Marvel series.
Yeah.
All right. I mean, it's cool. I think it's cool.
Yeah, but like
It's a lot of money.
it's a lot
I
of
like
money.
the idea of a new Declan Shalvey cover. I don't. I'll talk about that in a second. I don't even know about that. That's funny.
Yeah, I don't know about
Um,
this.
I'll tell you. I don't. I didn't know about that book specifically, but I'll tell you what leads up to it. Back to the Thundercats. I really hope they follow up that hardcover with a collection of the Wildstorm hardcovers because I think those are some really
Right.
good stuff. You got an Ed McGuinness series, an Ed Bennett series, Brett
Brett
Booth.
Booth,
You know,
Carlos de Anda.
there's probably 24 issues of that stuff.
Mhm.
There's a Thundercats origin two-part miniseries that tells you the origin of like the species of Thundercats. Like it gets crazy. Um,
I wonder if they can. I wonder if every who has what can someone partner and make like a Freddie E. Williams omnibus. That guy's made a career of pretty good, like really good crossovers over the years. He-Man,
three
Thundercats. That's like his whole
Injust
business.
Injustice He-Man, three Batman Turtles, He-Man
Injustice, He-Man.
Turtles,
That's right. Yeah.
and just Injustice He-Man's really good. Um, no, you're right. You know, it's funny that if we could get a Wildstorm collection of Thundercats, there is a this one would be a more of a juggle, but there is a Superman Thundercats crossover. That's really good. I
I
forget who
think
drew
I
it.
kind of remember that.
I think we got at least we got an Ed McGuinness cover, I think, but I don't think we got like that's the book Ed McGuinness should have drew. And then of course Thundercat Zero is drawn by J. Scott Campbell,
Yeah, I
inked
got
and
that.
colored by Udon. That's beautiful.
Yeah, that's Udon still holds, I guess the license for Street Fighter. They still
Yes.
got that.
They have not let go of that. And they never will.
I don't know what
This
this
is
is.
all right. This comes out of what's Kevin Eastman's book? Blood? Drawn Blood?
Drawing Blood.
Drawing Blood. It's a semi autobiographical. It's like some of it's based off what happened to him, some of
Hmm.
it's just made up. But this is his turtles archetype in the book.
Okay.
So it's all based around how these were real popular in the 80s and 90s, and he made all the money, and now it's gone. But a Michael Bay style director's doing a new movie, but there's like mafia stuff involved. It's a pretty damn good book, honestly.
Yeah, but like
And
I guess my question is like do you see what this is though? When I saw the
it's
top of it, I thought it was going to be like a Marvel, but it's an Archie. It's
yeah,
Archie.
it's
He's
making
doing the
fun of
Archie
Archie.
version of it. That makes it
I
even
think that's
cooler.
it does. I think that's hilarious. So good for him. That's a good
Yeah.
idea. It's a really smart idea.
Yeah. That's dope.
I'll pick it up because, like I said, I like Drawn Blood. I like Kevin Eastman a lot. Like I'm so interested in the Turtles' history and how everything happened and how everything like fell apart. Like
I
I
guess I'm
want a
confused with that
real
Drawing Blood. I gotta wait till it's over. Like I thought I thought that already came out in the 80s or 90s. Like, and then it only kind of came out, and then he's went back and reworked it, and now it's like 8 or 9 issues long.
12. I think.
Holy mackerel! Yeah.
I think
All
it's
right.
going to be 12 when all's said and done. You
That's
never
fine.
walk, you never run.
I love.
Yay.
I'm curious on this because I want to see what that's gonna do. I think that yeah,
Yeah.
this is the best new book. Period, hands down. Best new book was Order Crisis Events. Uh, my Liam Sharp. Oh.
Before you go back to that sort of crisis events. I know Liefeld is going to check this book out. He was sitting next to Dennis Camp at one of their dinners over New York Comic Con.
Mm,
And like, even though I have a really good Supreme pitch or two, like Dennis Camp is one of the few people where if he said, "Yeah, I'll write Supreme for you," I would be like, "All right, he's better than me."
mm.
Like this is me. I got a big ego about this, but I'm so in. to that awesome, more even pre-more Supreme stuff. Like I have a Supreme pitch that's really, really good, but I'm nobody. I'm absolutely nobody. So if anyone else were to come along and do Supreme for Liefeld, I'm gonna hate it. But like
Mhm.
if Dennis Camp were to do it, and I'm not saying he's doing it, I'm just saying
Right, right, right,
Liefeld's checking out his writing.
right.
He's one of the few people I'd be like, well, yeah, he's the best. He's my new favorite writer of the year, you know?
Yeah. Well, who would you get to draw that book from now?
What, a Supreme book?
Yeah.
Like
Is there anybody?
If Dennis Camp wrote it?
Mm.
That's a great question. I didn't think about that. I look, you stumped me, Mark.
Yeah, I
Because
don't know. I would
I
want to.
guess it
I would
depends
make
on what kind of book he's doing. Is
right,
he doing
right,
something meta? You know, then we need someone a little more calmer. Is he gonna comment on Extreme Supreme and Alan Moore Supreme? Then maybe he should just be different artist. Maybe he should find like there's a guy I follow named Isaac Bell. He does a book called I forget what his book's called. Metal something or other. He's really good. He's really extreme style artist, and he's kind of successful on his own. And he would be great for the extreme part of the Supreme.
hmm
But like if you're commenting on more, or unless is he creating a new Supreme that's everything jumbled together? You know,
right,
I don't know. Or who has he worked with in the past? Like I like 20th Century Men, but I don't know if that artist would be right.
right, right, right.
You know, I love this artist, and he'd be good for some of the Supreme stuff, especially some of the pastiche or the older 60s retro stuff. Like he's fine for that. Can he draw differently? Yeah, he's an artist. So maybe someone like this who's versatile is interesting. Very interesting.
Yeah, I mean this is
We're
uh,
definitely going to get a Supreme book, I think, next year. It's the number two Liefeld Extreme
hmm.
creation, you know. Youngblood's always going to be number one, and Supreme's always been number two.
What about
So
Profit? I need a Profit book.
profits right there. You know, those books, they all have value. All those properties have value. And if you get the right creative team, you know, I don't want to rehash of Brandon Graham's profit, but like commentary on it wouldn't be bad. And that's in the future. So that doesn't
Right,
matter.
right, right, right. Yeah, that could be by itself. Um, yeah, that's interesting. I mean, I like the even just the blurb on this. I mean, usually there's no blurbs. You know,
Right.
here is a homeless comic book artist falls into the gutters. Literally, can Wally find his way back to life and reality, or is he lost in the blank space in the blank white space
Look,
between panels forever? That's very meta. That's very interesting.
I want this book now.
Yeah,
This is January, so
yeah, that's it. I feel like this is coming out next week. I feel like the first issue of this is coming out next week. Is that right?
all right.
November.
You're excited
So
about
this might
this.
be a little bit late. Yeah, I wanted when I talked to Liam Sharp in New York, I asked him. I was like, oh, I was hoping this was going to be out before I saw you. And he's like, oh, he's like, it's out next week. And he usually goes to Baltimore. He wasn't in Baltimore. And here's your young blood.
Yeah.
No variant covers down at the bottom. Where's my
There
variants?
there's it's because you mean they'll because they're not showing them.
Yeah,
Oh, there is variants. We got a Dan Frega variant and a Kari Andrews variant. That's good choices. You know, every issue he's just really choosing good artists for the variants. And that's we don't even know. Like there's 27 store variants.
hmm.
Are there going to be store variants for number two and three? Like what you don't stop that.
Don't stop it. No, I want
Don't
that.
stop.
That's fine.
Yeah. So yeah, Youngblood 3. I can't wait. I can't wait.
Transformers UK Compendium 1.
Oh, this
Now, I
cover is
want to
so
see what cover
gorgeous,
B is
dude.
going to look like because you have a Jeff Senior cover B. Jeff Senior needs to get back on his Instagram or store. Like he took a store down and he has like two really good prints. He has like a Death Set print that's really good. Death Set 1 and he has like he has an Optimus one and he has like a Megatron one that it's really really good. So and I was just curious. I was like, well, maybe I put them. I'm just trying to think about like wall art stuff, and they were pretty inexpensive, and they're not on eBay. But he
I've
took a
really
store down.
grown I've really grown to appreciate the paper they use on these Skybound compendiums. Like
Yeah,
at first I
it's
wasn't
not that
sure.
different than like because I have my skin breaker here. It's not that different than this. Like it's a cool parchment.
Yeah. No, it's kind of cool. Like I dig it.
It smells great.
Yeah, I love the smell of printed
Woo.
books and comics in particular.
Skin breaker,
So
great, 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 great. Hammer edition, Hammer files. So I think it's pretty interesting. He's kind of going back and picking. He has behind the scenes stuff. I mean, maybe he's going back and touching some of the dialogue. I know the first one he did, like I think it was GI Joe 1, Hammer edition, and he rewrote like a line or two. It was the original, and they rejected it and they edited it. It was a little more harsh. This I popped up because I was confused at this because this Flux House imprint was just announced, and we talked about this in the news 3 weeks ago. This is Matt Kint's like imprint, but that's exclusive to Oni. I thought like they're doing like a launch there, so I wonder if this is like
Wow.
leftover. I also think it's really weird that you have Matt Kint, Dave Lapham here. They do a ton of the bad idea stuff, like a ton. So like that's the guys. Like we figured out we were talking to Bad Idea for a while. We were at the Bad Idea booth for a long time
Yeah.
in Baltimore, and they had a great booth. They had really nice setup, and their hardcovers were really nice. And I was like, man, there's three hardcovers right there that I really want. They were really nice. I was just like, you guys got to do some giveaways, something like that. You know what I mean? Like,
Like you
but
had
they
said,
were
if Dave
really
Lapham
good
was
looking.
there, you would have
Well,
bought all three.
yeah, it's weird that he hasn't been there, and he's not that he's hot right now, but he's working on someone else's creator-owned book. Well, he's doing the covers of Death of Pachuco, but that feels like a Lapham book. Um, and then the Good is Dead, which was really good, which is someone else's like screenplay, I think, that failed. And then he's basically adapting it. Lapham's adapting it. So, but yeah, his stuff's like not missing a beat. But here's the thing is I've never liked any Lapham stuff. Like didn't he do like Goo Gosh or something like anything that he's done that hasn't been like just straight crime stuff, I've never liked it. You know.
I
He
think
had
I
a book
liked.
for Vertigo
Was
that
it?
was like a little bit weird too, and that was like, I don't want this either,
He
you
did,
know.
I don't know if he did a Spider-Man or Daredevil. He did both, but I think they weren't bad. His Batman's not bad.
His Batman's pretty
But it
good, yeah.
doesn't. Yeah. But nothing ever reaches Stray Bullets level. It
Yeah.
just can't.
No,
Um,
no, no. Yeah, his Batman book was pretty good. The Daredevil Punisher miniseries was pretty good. That was
I what I like about the idea of Flux House is hopefully he's allowed to use it. Like if he does a book through Image, maybe it could be Flux House. Do you remember when Miller World first launched? He did one it through Top Cow, he did something else through Image, and then he did Chosen through Dark Horse, and they all
right,
had the Miller World. Oh, and he did the Unfunnies, which he never talks about through Avatar.
right, right.
That book is garbage. That's like the worst Mark Miller comic.
Is it?
It's not even. It's a good idea. Do you know what it is? I'm like, I have a weird anti-Avatar thing going on.
Mm,
Back then, I appreciate it now. I just always thought they were so ugly books. But like,
yeah.
I had a phenomenal conversation with Jason Burrows. I don't know if you're going to touch on this in news or not, but I'm just going to bring it up now. Sorry to interrupt.
That was the end of the
Uh,
news. It's over.
all right. George R. Martin pitched a book to DC, and Jason Burrows was just telling me about this. It was too dark for DC. Wonder Woman's getting raped by Kryptonians, just really like Game of Thrones level dark. But it's George R. R. Martin. So Avatar, who was friendly with him, said, "Hey, come do the book for us, but we'll just make pastiche characters." And he's like, "Nah." And he thought about it, but he ends up not doing it. But then it comes out this week that George R. R. Martin created the idea of Salvation. Like he was supposed to do Salvation Run,
Uh,
but his idea was all the villains. It turns into an Elseworlds. It starts off in the DC universe,
mhm.
but quickly turns into an Elseworlds because all the villains stay on Salvation forever, and generations go by, and there's children, and some of the children become heroes, and they just create a whole civilization based off all DC supervillains. And I'm like, that book sounds amazing.
Yeah.
Like, wait, like
Well, who
that
did
takes it.
Salvation Run? Well, that was the thing, like, because I think that did come out about the George R. R. Martin stuff like pretty recently.
Yeah,
But
it was just funny because I heard the one story this week and then or last week of Baltimore, and then I heard this story this week about Salvation. So
right,
I don't know if they're two in the same. Like it's a story where, Wonder Woman, the dark DC. I guess when Wonder Woman gets raped, that's when you send all your villains to another dimension. That makes sense. So it's probably the same book. It was just funny to hear it from two different sources the same week.
yeah, I
And
mean, it's credited to Bill Willingham and Lila Sturgis. Is that Matt Sturgis's? Who's Lila Sturgis?
I don't know.
I guess that's his wife. Yeah,
Maybe.
that's his
I know
wife.
they
Oh, no,
didn't
no,
get along.
Sorry, Lila Sturgis is Matt Sturgis. He is now
Oh, is Matt now Lila?
mhm.
Okay. I
Brianna
know
Hine.
that
Brianna
I
Hine,
know that
everybody.
they worked together on JSA, and then their storylines weren't meshing, so they had to give them two different JSA books. Remember that?
Oh, yeah, 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 yeah.
That was
Two
weird.
different OK books. Way
Two
to go.
different OK books.
Yeah. Let's
Um,
double the OK. great. You know, like
So
that's not great.
yeah,
Um, but yeah, so that went to, I guess it went to Willingham. I guess it went but that is interesting. Yeah, but Salvation Run basically, or Salvation, the concept of Salvation was that that's the end of Peacemaker season two. So, just real quick on this, like this is like I just put it in Flux House, so it's funny. Like here's a Dark Horse blog. He started Flux House 2022, 2025. He's going to be at Oni. Down here, welcome to Flux House, my Patreon. You know, like come over here, Flux House 3 years ago.
right.
Like it's
That's his brand. Like
yeah,
we're
it's
Awestruck
funny.
Comics.
You know, what other news you got before I jump in plugs?
Okay. I was listening to a couple of Jeff Loeb interviews, a couple of Mark Miller interviews. I'm always listening to different interviews. And Miller's was kind of interesting. Like he talks about Superman going golden age, right? And when it comes to Mark Miller, we don't know how much BS is involved.
Because
But
he's a liar. He lies right to your face.
he has an artist under contract for his golden age public domain Superman comic. And he's basically paying him $250,000 for 12 issues. And he's already working on it, unnamed. And he has two other artists lined up to do the next 12 parts, 12 issues, 12 issues, 12 issues. So he's got 36 issues playing a public domain Superman. As soon as it goes public domain, and they're going to be done. And these artists, because he's got the money, so he's just paying them now.
Did he say has he worked with them before?
He definitely worked with one of them, I think he said. So it could be, who
Could
knows?
be Travis Charest.
It could be, but it's probably not.
You probably need to have him work
Did
on
you
the
did you
back
hear that?
25 to 36. Start have him working on that right now,
Did you hear
and then it
Travis
may be
Charest?
done.
Dude, it could be Quitely. Um,
Hmm.
Travis Charest, it's actually cherished. Supposedly, it was cherished to begin with, and then he gets kind of. Remember, he goes into his
That
Mobius
does
phase.
humanoids. Yeah.
Yes, and all of a sudden he's Travis Charest. But everyone's like, I think Dave Johnson even said it to me. He's like, "Oh, it's cherished. We all know it's cherished. It's just him being funny."
Oh
And then
wow.
and then the whole world just kind of stuck with it.
Well, I think I was. I mean, now we have social media and stuff, but like I always said Bill Sienkiewicz. Right.
Yeah,
Bill
Sienkiewicz,
Sienkiewicz. Right.
and it's Sienkiewicz.
It's Sienkiewicz.
Maybe he's like, I think it's Sienkiewicz. That's the way like it would be pronounced from my German homeland or whatever. Or yeah, so Sienkiewicz. Who knows?
Sienkiewicz.
So what else did I pick up from Miller? And then his movie stuff. So Psychic Sam is by Guy Ritchie's boys, but not Guy Ritchie himself, right?
Yeah.
It seems like all of his Netflix stuff is becoming Netflix movies, like none of it's TV shows. So it's like a Magic Order movie, a King of Spies movie, which may have uh, Pierce Brosnan, which is
Uh,
the comic. If you look at the comic, it's him.
oh, I see.
But it might be another Mark Miller case of whatever. A
Fan
Starlight
casting.
movie. There's a Starlight movie through Netflix, which is awesome.
You know what sucks about
Um,
Starlight is, you know who I would have wanted for Starlight?
who? Bruce Willis.
Bruce Willis.
Yeah, it would have been
Pensgrove's
great.
Bruce Willis.
That's right.
That would have been perfect. Bald Bruce Willis as that, like just perfect. But I would maybe give him a little side, especially because it's almost like his return to like sci-fi. You know, would have been his return to sci-fi, but he is not,
Right.
unfortunately, well enough to do that. So
Yeah. And Matthew Vaughn is working on a new Miller World project, but it's not any of the Netflix properties. So I don't know if that's something new or not, or if he's
that's
doing
going to
Concord.
be, uh,
Concord's
I,
a big. Concord's almost too big for a movie.
what's the Dragon one he's doing? Is he doing like a
That's
Kickstarter now?
Concord.
That's Concord.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
I would like that because then that would be Matthew Vaughn's like Return to Fantasy, which
It
he's
would
never
be.
done. You know what I mean? He hasn't done since Stardust.
Yeah.
You know,
I like
with
Stardust a
Charlie
lot.
Cox in it.
Please.
Yeah,
You
give him
know.
money. I think he's got. I think he's fine.
He
I'm
is
pretty
doing
sure
a
from what he
big,
mentions.
and he mentioned he's doing a big crossover with all his space characters, like Empress and Sharky the Bounty Hunter, and
Sharky sucks.
it does suck because there already was a Sharky the Bounty Hunter by Alex Horley.
Right.
Same
That's
name,
no
same
good.
concept.
What's the matter? Come here.
We'll see. He had another space book about two chick bounty hunters, I think, or on the run. I forget. They're all okay books. If you read these
Yeah.
books, they're all pretty. Empress is better because that's Stuart Nimmerman. That's actually a really good comic.
I don't think I ever finished that. I don't think I ever finished that.
Oh no, it's good. I think that's all the.
What was you had another podcast where you said there was another one?
Yeah, I was with
Is that
Jeff
what
Lowe,
it
but
is?
he didn't really give anything new. He's doing more books for I think Marvel and DC, but he's not naming anything yet.
It's not
Uh,
naming names.
he's
That
he's my choice for DC's. Well, if DC does Superman, Batman, Superman, Spider-Man, they do a new book Jeff Loeb's my second choice. It's like Grant Morrison, Jeff Loeb. I mean, obviously Williamson would do a great job too, but
You know what? My feeling on Grant Morrison coming on, my feeling it's gonna be like when Frank Miller wrote like Batman Spawn. Like it's like not very good. Like you know what I mean? It's like, oh, we think it's gonna be good, or we think it's gonna be, and it's just gonna be fine. I mean, the Zeb Wells Deadpool, there was a Capullo cover for that Deadpool Wolverine like double that I saw yesterday. It was pretty nice.
yeah.
It was like yeah, the two cover, double cover, but
So we think Marvel's is Bendis and Pepe Larraz for
probably, yeah.
Superman, for Spider-Man, Superman. But
Mhm.
DC, we don't have a clue yet. I mean, the obvious answer is Grant Morrison, Dan Mora again. But like, do we want to repeat? I mean, they're probably the best team for it. Treasures
Yeah,
Eyes, Ed McGuinness is locked up at Marvel, so you can't do Ed McGuinness, Superman, Spider-Man.
that would be my jam there.
Yeah. And
Jeff Loeb.
then Jeff Loeb.
Mhm.
That works too good. That's why it won't happen. I was telling you earlier, like I think I don't know, there's just a lot of things that could be done really cool in comics. And DC's doing a pretty good job of this. So I'll give them the room right now to keep going.
How much of I don't I didn't just because I didn't go to the panel and I think the panel was mostly Invincible stuff, but how much of that Hasbro stuff is real? You think that Hasbro Transformers cartoon is real through
Yes. Oh, the
through
Energon
Skybound?
cartoon?
Yeah,
Yes, 100%. That's big news actually. I'm surprised we should head off of that. Yeah, Kirkman, Skybound, and Hasbro are working together to do an Energon cartoon, which will be Transformers, GI Joe,
Mask,
probably more Mask. Mask comes
Void
out of it,
Rivals.
Void Rivals, yeah. And they said it's going to be adult like Invincible, so I don't know how adult that's going to be. I always wish that like you could do two cartoons. Like have your kid cartoons to sell your toys, but also have your adult cartoons to sell your toys. Different people.
Right. Sure, sure. Yeah, I mean, I feel like, it's a bummer. Like it looked really good, but I only got through maybe an hour of the War of Cybertron like trilogy thing on Netflix. Like
It's
it looked
it's kind
cool.
of it looks cool, but it's kind of dull. And
It's
they try to
dull.
change things you don't need to change.
You changed Bumblebee.
You
He's
change
like a
Bumblebee.
he's like a shithead, and I'm like, I
Yeah,
don't want to watch this. I don't want him as a
yeah.
shithead.
That's not
You
Bumblebee
know,
in any form.
you shall
And
be a
and then you
gold bug.
and that'll be your name, Goldbug. You know, that's the other thing. Kirkman's got a good relationship with Peter Cullen because he's on Invincible
Mhm.
as a Thaddeus, the leader of the coalition. So, like, could we get new Peter Cullen? Is he healthy enough? You
I
know,
don't know. They
I
should get
kind
a
of
they should get a selected. They should get someone like I think was it Troy Baker is basically the Joker now. Like he took over for Mark Hamill, and it's not that
Troy
different.
Baker. Wasn't that
Not
Mini
that
Me?
different. I don't know. Maybe. I don't know. Too many Troy. I was saying Troy Little, but that's the artist who drew like the radioactive black belt hamsters
It's it,
rip off of turtles.
I think Troy Baker's name should actually be Troy Little. Is
Yeah,
that terrible?
that's terrible.
Cut
Terrible.
that. No, don't cut it. I'm brave.
No way.
What's your plugs, Mark?
No one's getting
Oh
that.
yeah, Peter Cullen. Peter Cullen should be just bring back Optimus Prime. And you know what? If you got to AI his voice a little bit, because Peter Cullen doing Prime today isn't always Cullen like from 84 to
Yeah,
86.
yeah.
Like there's a different Peter Cullen there. And I wish he could do both. So,
Well, here's the thing. Like what made no sense is that the I think they did. I'm trying to think if they did it for Mark
and I
Hamill's
blame,
voice. I think they did. I think for Mandalorian, like they have Mark Hamill's voice, but they took deepfakes from a bunch of stuff. They deepfaked his
uh-huh.
face, but then they took his voice and they took different things from his voice. And like he's speaking, but then he speaks into almost like a vocal modulator, and then they put in like old Mark Hamill like affectations or whatever.
I'm,
Uh,
I'm okay with that.
no,
Like,
that's the way I think it should be. But that's what threw me out of Indy right away, the new Indiana Jones movie, because it sounds like 80-year-old
yes,
cranky Harrison Ford.
they didn't do it for that when they
They
should
didn't do
have.
it for that. And it's Lucasfilm. So like Lucasfilm has the technology. You have the technology. Like it's just
Yeah.
like, just do it, Just get and most of the time, like what ends up happening, I think this happened on in The Mandalorian is that, they put out the episode with Luke and then someone deep faked it better and they hired that
Yeah.
guy.
They hired
And he
that guy.
worked on the next issue, the next episode of that, like so
Yeah, so
Yeah, I don't
hopefully
know.
that'd be
For
cool.
that
It
Energon show, they should just make it the
higher.
Invincible model, hire that studio, or like just do that.
I know the idea is everyone's going to be like, "Oh, get famous, great people to do it."
No.
I'm like, hire everyone who's still alive. Hire Michael Bell and Dan Gilvezan. Like,
The
hire
guy
them.
with the glasses? Is that who you mean? Is that Dan
Corey,
Gilbert?
Corey, Dan Gilvezan. That's Bumblebee.
Oh, right.
And Peter Parker from Spider-Man and His Amazing Friends.
That's right.
You
That's right.
know, Michael Bell did Bruce Banner on the Incredible Hulk cartoon. These guys they're still good. They're still. I've met some of these people at BotCons, and they can still do the voice.
You're just
You
Susan
know,
Blue as RC.
she's retired, but you know what? I don't think she'd be against coming back. And if these
No,
people,
just big fan.
sadly, and if these people pass away, which they will, then you just do your best to replicate it.
There's
They're
a
cartoon voices.
the
It's like the
cartoon.
episode of Simpsons.
There's
You
such
ever
a
see the episode of Simpsons
reverence.
where they're like talk about replacing cartoon voices, and Ned Flanders walks by and it's just like this horrible impression, like, and you can change the voices and nobody will notice. And that's it. It's cartoons. You do your best, especially with a little bit of AI. But
They
like,
announced a Simpsons movie too, and I'm like,
yes,
why? What?
because the first one made a ton of money, and
Does anyone care?
just, just you know what? We'll find out. We'll find if you bring back the Writers Guild that wrote the first movie, you might have something special again. That first movie is really good. Like you brought back all the season one writers. I don't know if Conan was involved, but I know Dana Gould was. You know,
Hmm.
I mean, and then the Simpsons movie starts off with Green Day, which is obviously awesome for me.
I've never
And
seen it.
it was a you never saw the first movie?
No,
Oh, you should, dude. It's actually good. You don't need to watch 30 years of Simpsons history to appreciate it.
probably. Yeah, I never got super into Simpsons. So,
All right,
um,
plug
anyway,
yourself.
yeah, I'm just doing a quick plug. I got to do some more posts, but this is an older post that Bruce Zick actually. I've posted him a few different times, but this is kind of what I talk about when everything is kind of meeting the way I want to like photograph it and what I want it to look like. So this is one of the ones that I think really worked of having that like like vintage look of it with the lighting and then having it still
Yes.
kind of pop at the same time. I feel like that's correct. But there's a book called Captain Henry, and I forget what the rest of it's called. It's a Hellboy spinoff this week that Brzezik is drawing that
Oh,
Mignola's
cool.
writing. So I just like grabbed this because I'm like a huge Brzezik fan. I want to see what that looks like. It would be like pulpy Victorian stuff, but I just like the way that like how big he only did like 6 or 7 issues of Thor, and it was so cool. And he had a book called Atlas for Dark Horse, really good. Zone Continuum, really good. Like he's had a lot of like pretty cool books. So here's your plugs. Your
Yes.
plugs.
I
This was
am.
an ad, 1996.
Yeah. This is
1996.
where when Liefeld left Image for Maximum Press, all of his books were leading towards this Extreme Genesis story. This Extreme Genesis story takes place 20 years in the future. I think Supreme maybe controls the Earth. Youngblood's his army. The Newmen are a bunch of rebels, and they're trying to resurrect Prophet again because he's been lost to time. That's the main part of the story. And you were going to get Extreme Genesis. Every character was going to get their own Extreme Genesis book. And I don't know if they were going to stop like Youngblood Extreme Genesis. I don't know if that was going to replace Youngblood, the ongoing series at the time.
Mhm.
What's funny is it mirrors exactly Extreme 3000. Extreme
Yeah.
3000 was supposed to come out 2 years earlier. And that was, again, 1,000 years in the future. I think Supreme rules, Youngblood's the army. It's the same exact thing. And those books, I just found out today, every one of those books was going to have like Prophet 3000, Supreme 3000, Youngblood 3000. And each one of those books was going to be published alongside of the regular books. To our Extreme Genesis, I think these books were going to replace the ongoing titles at the time.
Mhm.
And Prophet 3000 was supposed to be written and drawn by Liefeld. Like I just found a blurb about that.
Right,
And
right.
also, you were going to get Prophet Unleashed, which we talked about in the past by Dan Panosian.
Which
So
we talked to Dan
have
Panosian about
you were going to have
2 weeks ago.
three Prophet comics coming out the same time. Would have been crazy.
Yeah.
So I was all excited for this book, and then there was like radio silence. And then it was like everything got canceled to make way for Awesome. And
Mhm.
Judgment Day happened instead. So obviously we win. Judgment Day is a great story. And the Awesome Universe launched Al Moore's Youngblood and Liefeld's Rejects, and everything comes out of that. But it was at the cost of all of these books. Um,
I like this. I like. I think I'd rather have. Well, you know what? It's just one of those things where it's like, of course, you'd rather have the thing that didn't come out. You know what I mean? Like, it's not.
yeah, we don't
You
know
know.
if this. We don't know how good this would have been. I mean, it would have been good
Well, who is
at the time.
everybody? Like what's why does this look? Why does that head look familiar? Did he have that
It's just
motif on something else? Did he do
that's
that?
I mean, it's Profit a little bit. It's
Oh,
Profit hair.
profit
That's
hair, baby.
but that's Masada.
Oh,
Dan Rock has got his points. Task in the background, Night Saber in the foreground, and the guy with the George Clooney ER haircut, that's Thor.
oh yeah,
Remember
yeah.
Liefeld's
Knight
Thor from
Saber.
Supreme?
Yep.
To Night Saber. Um, but yeah, Youngblood and Newman at that point were really the best those books ever were. Was right before everything got canceled. Stevenson had upped his game. Cruz was drawing Youngblood, and Chris Sprouse was drawing Newman. And something happened at Eric Stevenson at that point where he went from like the extreme writer that nobody kind of he just wrote everything
Mm.
to all of a sudden becoming a really good writer. I think at this point he got to focus in. I think Alan Moore had already started writing Supreme, so I think he was kind of learning from Alan Moore's scripts
Yeah.
because he was getting those scripts and he was editing Supreme. So I think
Mm.
that upped his game as far as writing goes. So this Extreme Genesis book, I really would have liked to have seen it because it would have been Eric Stevenson upping his game along with Liefeld ideas, and that's a good combination.
Because how many
Oh,
issues, how many issues of like you have the Newman down here that was like Chris Sprouse. There's 3 issues of that, Chris
three
Sprouse,
issues of that, yeah, and they're
and
great.
then disappears. And then like that, the storylines are just gone.
Everything
Just
stops for Awesome Comics.
hmm.
Also, they were having trouble anyway because like these books down the bottom here, Youngblood and Newman, they I think these were like the first months that they were being solicited under Maximum Press. They had just left Image Comics like the month before. I think Youngblood 11, 12, 13, and 14 were all solicited through Image.
Right. Isn't there a weird thing with that
But
where isn't are they out of order? Is there something like 13, 14 out of order?
11, well, here's what happens. 11 solicited through Image, but because of the whole big mess, it comes out under Maximum Press as Youngblood 14. So 11, 12, and 13 never get published. 14's published because you don't get penalized if you don't put a comic out, but you do get penalized if your comic's late.
Right, right. That's the
That's a
count.
weird.
That's the Todd can't
That's
count situation.
yes, that's a dog can't count situation. So Youngblood 14 is actually Youngblood 11 inside. So,
But they did
but if you check
make
out my
those? Did they make the 11, 12, 13?
no no, and if you actually check out my Twitter, I show the cover to 11, 12, 13, 14.
Oh yeah, I
14,
remember
14,
that.
15 don't even have covers. That's a pickup image that Thor.
Yeah.
But issue 12 was supposed to have New Man, and I put up the original art to that. Issue 13 was going to be a Die Hard story. I own that cover. That's actually
Right.
something I own.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, that's great.
So yeah, it was depressing being a fan of that time to lose these books. But like we got Awesome. But Awesome, you got to remember, Awesome started off they didn't have Youngblood for like a year. Like they just stopped Youngblood for like
Right.
a year. Supreme kept going. Nothing else. That's right. We didn't get Glory. We didn't get Profit. We got nothing from Awesome. It was all new properties. Funny American, Rejects, Lionheart, Coven. That's really, yeah, it's a fascinating. It's one of my favorite times in comics. Awesome's one of my favorite comic companies in history.
Yeah, they had,
That's
how many issues of Youngblood came out? Oh, this is what I was saying here.
oh yeah, this is the
It's black and white.
black and white. You know what's funny about that black and white? I feel like there's tinges of Ian Churchill in it. I think Liefeld and Churchill were really tight at this point. Churchill had just done Heroes Reborn, Avengers, like 5 and 6 and 7. I don't think Churchill ate that. I just think Liefeld's kind of inspired by it. This is the layout for the cover for Extreme Genesis, and he only drew the left side, never drew the right side. Now, my friend Jeremy, I was up in New York Comic Con 15 years ago, and Liefeld put out his original art, and my friend Jeremy started digging through it before me, and he came across the original art to Extreme Genesis, and I'm like, put it down, but he buys it. I'm like, you son of a bitch, and he bought it for like $200 or $300. It was cheap,
Right, right, right. What
and
what what
I
was that? But how much was that? Like how much was the like what was the Extreme Gen? Was it a cover, pages, or
that prior
oh
image.
just the left? Oh, okay.
Well, he bought that. This is actually his scan of the art, my friend Jeremy.
Mm.
I was like, you son of a bitch, put it down. I want that. Because my obsession is unpublished stuff. So at that point, Liefeld was doing commission artwork. I said, dude, because he has a couple commissions by Rob. So do I. I said, you need to commission that other side of the cover. It's where you have
Right.
it's where you have something. Because
Oh,
that would have
very
been
cool.
Shaft. You got Die Hard. I can't tell who the guy in the middle is, but that looks like a crazy version of Cougar. You know, like
Yeah,
Cougar's
it
like,
could. You're right. Yeah, that's what it could be. Who do you think
or
that
it could
is?
be
Who's that?
that guy. I'm not positive. Not, but
Robin.
it could be. I don't know. Robin. It's Jason Todd.
Jason Todd jumped over the Extreme Universe. We're almost there. We're
And
almost we're
and
almost
Supreme,
out.
listen, man, I'm gonna make this worse. Like, I'm almost to the point where Alan Moore takes over Supreme, but I am gonna jam in the Kid Supreme and Lady Supreme miniseries.
Oh, I'm never
I
getting
know.
to it, bro. Never
You
gonna
never
get
get
to
into
it.
it. Never gonna get it.
I
Never
want
gonna
to
get it.
start following it, but like I follow it, yes, but I want to do the daily so I can read it daily from
Yeah,
Alan Moore on, so just let me know. You know where I live. You let me know.
it's
So,
true.
but that's
Um,
it for the week
that's
for
it.
me.
One other thing I just posted on in the chat. I don't know if you want to go to it or not.
Oh,
Um,
I can. Think I can. I think I
this just applies to you and me personally. It's something. It's a combo.
can.
Look at that. McFarlane touching up Liam Sharp's artwork. I think it's fun. I don't know what he. I don't know if it's just the Spawn in the background or if he touched any Liam Sharp stuff.
I'm not sure. Actually, I'm not sure. I don't
Yeah,
know,
because
actually.
I see tinges of McFarlane on Medieval Spawn.
Right.
It could be,
For Dark
and
Ages
then just
one.
Spawn in the background.
But
It's
I
neat.
but I feel like the front, I don't know. I feel like this is the newest issue. I thought this was the Spawn Dark Ages number one. I'm not really sure what this is. And
I
like I
guess
feel like that is like an insert. Like he put like faded that in the background, like added the background. I don't know. I guess I'll have to look it up, see if I can I'll research it.
yeah,
Excellent. See if I
because the
can
arm looks very Liam Sharp, but the cape looks kind of McFarlane.
uh
Like, look at the lines down the cloak. You're like, yeah, that's very McFarlane-y.
yeah. You got your single lines. I don't know. I'm experimenting this week because I found a good commission from Frank Brunner from 2003. The pencils are super tight. I think that's super fucking tight.
Yeah, yeah.
So I'm
No,
trying
that's
to ink
awesome
that
looking.
and just kind of take some, take the hectic time down and try to ink a little bit there on my iPad. And it's pretty fun. I mean, it's actually it's relaxing. It's not unlike I think a lot of people are they talk about that they'll get like adult coloring books, right? You know what I mean? So it's almost like that for me, where I want to ink it, and then maybe I would experiment, and mess around with some colors on that. But good times,
No, that's fun stuff.
good times, everybody. But everyone like, share, subscribe.
Sorry about the long episode. We just
We
couldn't shut up.
we can't do anything. Listen, there's nothing. I don't apologize. Never. Always record. Always record. Never
Now always be recording.
apologize. ABRN.